On your ends.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the private showing. Yes, give it up for the show. This is the show of all shows. This is Zoom private, and it's a fundraiser for Save J Risk. That's Save J Risk on Venmo, Save J Risk on Cash App. Facebook message him, send him some cash. He is one of our comedy buddies, and he's been surviving so far and trying to thrive, but the cost of cancer treatment, all those things add up. And so we're doing the fundraiser just to raise funds for our dear Jay Risk. So give it up for Jay Risk being a thriver. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Neil Berliner, we need to do a shout out to Neil Berliner because this show wouldn't be happening without Neil Berliner putting on a show a few months ago. He did a show for J Risk. And I said, hey, what if I do a show and piggyback off your show? And he let me. So
Wow.
Neil was going to be here and he couldn't be here today. So we want to thank Neil Berliner for the original idea of this fundraiser. So not stealing ideas, not doing it. Yeah. We have a great lineup that will show up. Don't even worry about the lineup. It's probably going to change 5,000 times till Sunday, whatever that means. You know what I mean. And so just sit back, relax. We'll let you know when you're going up. In the chat, we have the first 5 people that will be going up. Heather Lerman is the tech host right now. Wave, there you go. She's so beautiful and so nice and capable, and she's willing to do this today. And then the last part of the show, you're going to have a different host, and that will be Sadia from Vegas, Sadia Carone, and you get to hear her comedy, and she's a singer-songwriter like Les Deegan is. So you guys have something in common. Yeah. We have Wendy Liebman back there in the wings. Vanessa Hollingshead will be here shortly. We've got people waiting to get in, people that can't get their way in. You know how this is. Yeah. So there's going to be changes. Anything that you want to say to anybody else, say it in private chat, please. That way the hosts don't get confused and, bogging down the chat. We're going to leave it in gallery mode the whole time because we think you're big enough. Less. Just kidding. We're going to leave it in gallery mode so that you can see the 1 minute light. So that's going to happen. You can record yourselves, but don't record anybody else because that's kinky. That's kinky stuff. You don't want to do that. So keep all your conversations to each other private, and you're going to get the 1 minute light. And do we have any questions so far from any of you? Hosts feel comfortable. Everybody else is good. Okay, so I'll go into my spiel. I'm Linda Marcus Smith, and people always ask, Linda Marcus Smith? Yeah, Linda Marcus Smith, because, I'm part Jewish and Linda Marcus Shalom just confuses the Christians and the Jews. They're like, are you coming or going? And I don't know. I haven't figured out if I'm coming or going. So Shalom is out, Smith is in. Yeah, oh my gosh. So I see that everybody's coming in. This is so cool. So I started doing comedy very young in life, David. I did. I started comedy at 63. Yeah. And after 8 years of this rejection and constant abuse, I now have to identify as old as AF, old AFFFF. It's aged me. Okay. I get the point. And things are going so well in my career, Les, here in Vegas. Oh my gosh. My career has been taking off like through the roof, mostly at bus stops. That's where I jam. There's a little sad lady at the bus stop. Well, You're sad. I know how to fix that. We all do. Tell a joke. So I said, blah, blah, punchline. And she said, keep your day job. I hadn't had one since 1996, but now I have a day job. My fancy dresses and my stilettos are perfect for my day job. I'm a Las Vegas streetwalker with a Fitbit. I don't know what you guys were thinking about that. Yeah, that's the deal, you know. And people ask me all the time, Linda, why in the world would you why would you start comedy at 63? Because even half Jews like to really suffer. That's the deal. We do. Yeah. Besides, it was better than the options I had. I thought of homicide, suicide, you know, hanging out with suicidal people like comics. It's way better, right? That's a real cheerful thought there. Okay, got it. But you know, I made it 8 years doing comedy, and I figured this is a lot like AA because they said to keep coming back, and I keep coming back, and I just got my 8-year comedy pin. Woo! Yeah, because I didn't jump off a bridge. I stuck it out, you know. But you know, I gotta brag. I'm a baby boomer. I gotta brag. You know the drill. I have had some major credits in comedy. First one, I made a Buckingham Palace guard laugh when he was on duty. Have any of you done that? I don't think so. He probably got beheaded, but then I can say that he literally became beside himself because of my comedy. So there you go. And I did comedy in a hospital at the VA in Portland because the family wanted me to make this guy laugh, their cousin. So I went in his room and told him some jokes, and I heard the sheets moving, and I heard him sipping water, and he was laughing, and he thanked me so much. It's so great to tell comedy for veterans, right, Les? Right, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah. And I turned around and left his room, and I heard over the loudspeaker, code blue in the room where Linda Marcus Shalom was at. Yeah, my comedy kills, evidently. That was a sad day, but hey, at least I gave him a good send off, right? And another thing I have to brag about is my episode at the battered women's shelter. Yeah, I got battered in the 70s and the 80s. And I went, thank you, I see the light. And I went and made them laugh at the battered women's shelter. But then a couple of them got triggered because, you know, I'm over it. They just are freshly battered. So now I'm kind of allergic to fish at a restaurant. You know where I was going, David. You were laughing ahead of the joke. Anyway, I like to clown around. Can you tell? Well, that's about my time, you guys. This has been incredible working on this project for RJ Risk. And because of the fact that I've been yapping like a yard bird, I want to bring up our first, hi, Carrie. I want to bring up our first other comedian. I was the first. Gladys is here. Woo! I want to bring up the first comedian after the first comedian. I always get that confused. I want to bring up a tech host, lady that just moved to Nashville, kicking it and doing all kinds of great things. She's amazeballs, and you're going to love her comedy. You'll forget all about me. Don't worry. Heather Lerman. Woo!
Thank you, Linda. Let's just give everyone, Linda, a big round of applause for putting this all together today. You're amaze balls. I can't say it's sweet and innocent like you. It's amaze balls. Anyway, yes, I just moved from New York to Nashville, and I've been trying to find a job, but it's tough. Why can't things be back from like when I was 21 and a flight attendant? I just wanted to travel the world. Back then, you had no shot unless you were hot. I mean, I did a lot of shots, but they made us hot in training between the hair, the makeup, the anorexia. We had no choice. Things were different back then. Sure, we learned terms like weight and balance, meaning don't gain weight and keep a balanced diet of Slim Fast and Adderall with a side of Ambien. But you got to realize we had weekly weigh-ins. They brought out the scale. So you had two choices. You either Kate from This Is Us or Kate Moss. One went to fat camp, the other one got to fly. You decided. The things that I really needed to learn though were how to deal with the drink cart. I mean, that thing was stuck and sticky and bam, Bloody Mary mix dripping down my face. I looked like Carrie. I smelt like an alcoholic, so I just joined in and became one. And what I really needed to learn was how to deal with the drunks. Come sit on my lap, baby. And I don't just mean the pilots. But yes, the pilots did sexually harass us. I mean, there was no Me Too back then. The only thing they had was they wanted me too. It was fun though. I didn't learn how to deal with the drunks, but and you know they also they made fun of my raspy, sexy voice from all the cigarette smoke. So I did the flight announcements, and they called me a phone sex operator. So I charged them $3.99 a minute. We didn't make good money as a flight attendant. You always have to have a gig job on the side. Les, I know you're loving this. But I did. I felt like a beautiful model. My lipstick was perfect. Well, it had to be, or you were written up, thrown off the plane, and fired. Things are so different now. You could be a flight attendant and weigh 600 pounds and have your own reality show. In fact, I had the 1,000-pound sisters on my flight last week. Fun gals. Lots of fun. It used to be you could put vodka in a kid's bottle and they were out and it was fine. Now, you have a drink with your kids, you're on the watch list. And you might have a drinking problem because it's 7 a.m. and you're on a flight to Orlando with your kids, lady. They have meetings for that. So, you know, we used to be discreet and give the overweight passengers a seatbelt extender. Shh. Now it's, hey, fatty in 3C, you got to pay for the whole row. This, you know, they're just not sensitive anymore. We used to hand out free headsets and peanuts. Now, you say the word nuts, you better be insane, or they'll come after you like the Walking Dead and stab you with their EpiPen. Die, die, die. It's just a peanut. What happens? And you know, JetBlue hires tons of NYPD. So they welcome you to New York and then pull your ass over for a DUI. They need to make extra money on the side too. They're not making much. So we used to give out blankets. Everything was free. Happy hour, 2 for 1. And then we'd hang out in the cockpit. And I mean, we put the cock in pit. Well, not me. I had to fly the plane because the pilots were too drunk. They had to sleep it off. So I took my 50 Adderall. I got us to Australia and back before they woke up because I cared about the passengers. I did all my flight announcements in that sexy voice. And you can't really help it because airline terms are so sexual. Cockpit, landing strip, thrust, life vest are under your aft. I mean, it's endless. Those sexy airline terms, can't get away from them. So my flight announcement sounded kind of like this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Virgin Airlines, where we make your first flight feel like your first time. Your life vest can be found under your aft. So put it over your head and tug hard and blow into the tube. And in case of a ditching, you could hold onto your closest flotation device, which is the flight attendants, as they're equipped with breast implants. Not me. Get your mind out of the gutter. We didn't have support animals back then, but we had support bras. At least, you know, I found out that I love to travel, that you could be 600 pounds and still have a job. And you could be your own support animal. You could become a goat. All right, everyone, I'm going to hand this room back because we have a lot of people today. So I will be your tech host. Please, please stay muted if you have some background noise so that
Yes,
we can all enjoy each other's comedy. And let's bring it back to Linda Marcus Smith.
that was wonderful. Heather, give it up for her. Yeah. So there's background noise. I don't know where it's coming from, but I know I see it periodically in Tom's. So now the noise is all gone. Thank you so much for muting that. Heather did a great job with background noise, didn't she? One more time for Heather. Now coming to the stage is a killer in the comedy world, and I mean that in the best way. Welcome to the stage. You know her, you love her, you better. Vanessa Hollingshead. Woo!
Yes, it's always a chance to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. I'm on a ship, and I'll tell you, if they gave people a scale on the ship, I think half of them would jump overboard. And I'm all for getting rid of fat shaming, skinny shaming, any kind of shaming. I'm all for that. But weighing 600 pounds is not a lifestyle choice. It's just, and no one says anything. I certainly know because I like my job. But I'll tell you, no one knows this, but I used to be very, very overweight as a kid. You know, my late teens to early 20s. I was called blubber. I was called hollow head. I didn't almost get a job because I was too heavy as a secretary. I had acting teachers telling me, you'll never be a leading lady, you're too fat. And boyfriends require, you know, it was limited. And the first time I was with a guy, well, it wasn't the first time, but I was with a guy and he looked at me and he said, you have a beautiful body. And I panicked. I was like, is this the last words I'm going to hear before I get stabbed? All of a sudden I felt like I was on Silence of the Lambs. You know, it puts the lotion in the basket. Okay. So that was not, and I jumped out the window, you know, so I know it's hard for guys not to know about giving compliments. And then I watch animal videos the way, and you can unmute yourself, anybody, if you want, if anyone wants to laugh, because it really would, you know, help me out a little bit. These are relatively new jokes, and I'm desperate for extra time on this ship. And these are the things I can't talk about on the ship. I have to talk about stuffed animals. So no, but I watch animal shows and the dodo, the way people like a dodo. The way people watch, the way men watch porn. I do. I mean, I will just sit there and cry watching a cat nurse a bunch of ducklings because there's no mother. I mean, just sit there and weep. This is what I do to make myself feel good because I don't have a therapist anymore. And I don't know it's really true. My therapist left and now he works with methadone addicts. And I said, wait a second, why can't I don't take methadone? They said, well, you can't have your therapist unless, you know, you have a methadone problem. So I said, okay, let's get this straight. I've been going to him, working on my problems, which involve every kind of addiction except methadone. So if I become a methadone addict and a heroin addict, I can have my own therapist back. And they're like, yes. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong with this picture? So anyway, I miss him a lot. So if I nod out in the middle of a set, you know, you'll know something happened. And I recently took LSD, hoping to find God. I was so high, I couldn't even find the kitchen. And I was watching one of those. I'm obsessed with TED Talks. Anybody obsessed with the TED Talks?
Yeah.
And you remember they used to have these brilliant TED Talks about a woman that had a stroke and she managed to pick up the phone and get help and had a vision. You know, it was like call a stroke of luck or something. Or a guy that was playing piano in Africa, a grand piano in Africa. How he got the piano there, I have no idea. To like a blind elephant that was finally able to, like, you know, find its way. You know, now TED Talks are like, do you like what you wear? Have you looked in your closet? There's going to be clothes you're never going to fit into, that you're never going to wear, and yet you keep them. There's going to be outfits you'll never wear, but yet you hold on. You don't let go. You need to let go. Change your closet, change your life. And I'm listening to this. I'm like, what am I doing with a burqa? It's not like I'm going to meet my prince from Saudi Arabia. I've got a burqa. I've got a fucking burqa. I've got clothes when I was 2, during when my husband died and I lost that 70 pounds. And I'm like, I'm never going to be wearing these clothes. So I gave everything away. I just have the clothes I have. And I made a mistake. I should not have given those clothes away to Goodwill when I was on LSD. So that was, lesson learned. I take LSD because it's not addictive. And I've recently, and I was watching, they only have they have like 2 channels on the ship, and I'm watching, that Sarah McLachlan, with the dog, the starving dog, and Sarah's going, I will remember you. The dog is so pained, and I honestly think the dog's fine. I think he can't stand that fucking song anymore. He's like, oh no, here we go again. And have you ever noticed when you watch poor starving animals, you reach for your checkbook, but if you see poor starving kids, you reach for the remote? I mean, I don't understand this. So I'm thinking what they ought to do is take a starving kitten being held by a starving kid. And I think that way it's a win-win situation, Just me? Okay. I'm trying to, and one thing I hate patient people. And my best friend happens to be really patient. I mean, I love her. I need them. Patient people listen, but patient people, I can't, they're really slow. The type, when your computer's not working and they're like, okay, let's see what the matter is. Okay, let's maybe look here. No, I'm like, just fucking, I gotta get this working. I gotta say, I don't say that, but that's what's going through my head. Or I'm online on this ship, and they're deciding, should I get the arugula or should I get the lettuce, the mixer? Well, it's lettuce. There's no flavor to it. You're on a ship. I'm taking a look at you, and I don't think having a problem with lettuce is a problem for you. Now, if it was 18 different desserts, I could wait. I could understand. It's dessert. But lettuce, no patience. I've no patience. And I just want to say, I recently took a job. I've been working at Body almost a year, and I thought, everyone's going to love me. Everyone is going to love me. I'm going to save the animals. I'm not in a relationship right now. Matter of fact, I did get perfume that smells like Christmas because I love Christmas. So I'm hoping that I can maybe attract a man that comes bearing gifts as opposed to a man I can't bear because of all his emotional baggage. So anyway, Bidawee does a background check on me. What do you think? I was joining Homeland Security. Okay. So, okay. And in closing, I don't know what to say in closing. In closing, I'm really grateful to be here. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying, I gotta have some quick friggin' joke. Okay, I went grocery shopping in Whole Foods. I went to the Whole Foods, and everyone in Whole Foods is so skinny because they can't afford the prices. So I see this woman, she's so thin that her ribs are sticking out of her back. I'm like, oh my God, I want to be that thin. So I thought, well, let me get some diet tips. I followed her around. She had fat-free muffins, fat-free salad dressing. And then I noticed she had boxes of X-Lax. Like, oh man, she's anorexic. And then I saw she had a cucumber, and I'm like, and she's lonely too. So anyway, that's my time. I'm going to watch a couple more and then I got to go. Okay. Because I've got my, expensive internet package here. Thank you everybody for indulging.
That was our Vanessa Hollington, you guys. Give it up. Let's see some energy in this place. Come on. Give it up for Vanessa. I'm not quitting until you clap. Let's get the clap. Okay. Now, coming to the stage is a lady that's performed all over New York and probably the world. And she has a husband who is so lucky to have her as a wife. And he has the same last name. You can probably figure it out yourself. So cat's out of the bag. It's Tom Cotter, but she's a force to be reckoned with all on her own, and you get to hear her right here, right now. Carrie Louise Cotter. Woo!
Thank you. I don't know if you wanted me or Tom, but anyway, I'm here. Thanks for the lovely introduction about Tom. He's also a stand-up. I don't know. No one warned me. I just thought, women always say, I want to marry someone funny in their match.com or whatever they do there. What are you looking for? Someone funny. No, you're not. You're not looking for someone funny. I married someone funny. I married a clown. Okay. And no one warned me that he'd be taking care of my kids someday. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. Two comedians. I don't know what we were thinking, but that's that. But Linda didn't mention that I did Woman of a Certain Age on Showtime along with Vanessa. Vanessa, I'm sorry I'm outing you. But wasn't she funny? We love doing the show together. And first it was Showtime. So Showtime calls and they're like, yeah. I'm like, Showtime, sure, awesome. Yes, that's like an awesome credit. So proud. Then they're like, well, the show's called Woman of a Certain Age. Well, obviously, I would have lied about my age to get the credit, but just so you know, I didn't have to lie. And just so you know, I was the youngest woman on the show. Sorry, Vanessa, you are older than me. Respect. I will respect you, not because you're older than me, but you're freaking funny, and that's why. But anyway, yeah. So I'm a woman of a certain age. Look, I play a game with myself every morning. I wake up and I say, is it COVID or is it menopause? Turns out it's menopause. And then I say, thank God. No one ever says, thank God. It's menopause unless you're in a pandemic. Which reminds me, I don't mind wearing my mask because it hides my wrinkles and my resting bitch face. So that's nice. But the bad news is I keep passing out, smelling my own breath. Speaking of my husband, that was the good news. He was around a lot more during the pandemic. The bad news is he was around a lot more during the pandemic. Which I don't understand. Why was everybody hoarding paper towels? Like, we can wipe ourselves with anything. In an emergency, can't you wipe yourself with anything? Seriously. We all have that one sock lying around the house. Solved that problem. And then they hoarded paper towels later on. What is it about paper goods that people have to feel like that's an emergency thing that we need to hoard? I don't know. But this is what I found out about myself. I cannot live without Bounty. The brand name paper towel, that sparkle doesn't cut it. I went to like 5 different stores. No one had Bounty on their shelves. It took me weeks to find. I became a bounty hunter in this one. So I'm so glad that we are able to go out and about. I was going to have a cocktail party, but then I realized all my friends are in AA. So I had a crack party instead. And actually, I had no party at all because I was filling out the invitations, and it took me 5 hours to spell hors d'oeuvres. Screw it, because I'm dyslexic. I can't spell anything. I'm a little dyslexic. I don't have it all. Don't feel bad. I don't have it all the time. Just when I read. My mom has it. I think that's why I have it, but it doesn't really affect our relationship. I wanted to ask her to go out to 57th Street, but I really meant to say 75th Street, and she switched it in her mind, and we met there, and no one knew. So it was good. I'm just, but I'm street smart. I'm not book smart. Like, I'm going to be on the street and I'm going to be fine. Like, no one's going to come up and rob me or anything. But if I was on the street and someone said, read this, it'd be like I was getting robbed. I'm not reading it. Take everything. You can shoot me if you want, but I'm not reading that. I just learned differently. Everyone learns differently. Like, I learn better with visuals. I'm a hands-on learner, and I learned better with visuals. Like, I had videos. I had a video of my chemistry teacher doing it with the head cheerleader. So I got an A+. It was the head cheerleader. Yeah, that's the first blowjob joke of the night, of the evening, the pre-evening, daytime. Yeah, so I used to think my brother, we had all sorts of problems growing up, my family, me, dyslexic. I thought my brother was deaf for the longest time, but then I realized he was ignoring me this whole time. And my little one had to be quiet. I'm on his own. About to destroy my whole set. Yeah, I'm talking about the little one had to stay home for home learning during the pandemic, which is bad because I'm dumb. Like, in grade school, they quoted me LD, ADD, ADHD, AA, AAA. I had it all. AAA is the worst because you have to pay for that every year. So I couldn't teach him home. I couldn't teach him crap. I mean, my mom would never teach me. We were back in the day where the mother just, there was not hands-on moms like they are now. Like my mom just went, well, she got on my bus. I mean, what else? So I was dumb in school, and plus I was ugly because my mother was a hairdresser. So, I mean, I was the latest hairstyles of everything. She gave me the bowl cut. See, I'm dating myself. I had the bowl cut. That was the famous cut back when
Jackie!
and I
Sorry,
didn't
I don't know what happened
I didn't
here.
look like I didn't look like a
Oh,
little
God.
girl. I didn't look like a
Hello.
little ice skater, Dorothy Hamill bowl cut. I looked like a little boy. The little boy on Nicholas ate his mouth. So my mom, you know that saying when you were young, don't run with scissors? In my house, it was different. It's run, mom has scissors. My brother heard that one. So I had to teach my kids. Now, this is what we had to do. Thank God they went back to school. So I feel really safe that my kids finally got to go back to school. We had to do all these mandates. And can I just share with you my high school, my kids' school's mandates, what we had to do to go back? So safe. I mean, they left no thing unturned, no stone unturned about trying to be safe in these schools. Students will be going back to school and they will be put on a 1, 2, 3 cohorts. These cohorts will report to school every 3rd day. On the 7th day, everyone stays home from remote learning. That 7th day will be on a 2-hour delay maintaining our A and B schedules. I'm like, Tommy, I don't know when you're going to school, but if you do, you go. We will maintain A and B schedules. We will not, I repeat, we will not maintain our C schedule because COVID begins with C and we don't want anybody triggered. In fact, we're getting rid of the letter C in the alphabet, which is good because, some of my kids' teachers are real aunts. All students entering the building must wear a mask regardless of the vaccination. They have to wear a mask. Unless, of course, your kid went to a high-risk state over the school vacation, then your kid needs to get your temperature checked by the school nurse the baby way. See, I'm dyslexic. I said the punchline before the whatever. Would have been really funny if I didn't do that. All kids need to wear a mask. Unless, of course, your kid has a medical condition and cannot wear a mask, then your child needs to make cookies for everybody in the cohorts. These cookies can't be made with eggs. They can't be made with nuts. They can't be made with tree nuts. They can't be made with peanuts. They have to be gluten-free, they have to be lactose-free, and they have to be tasty. Kids taking the bus. Parents who are letting their kids take the bus are completely insane. Nonetheless, you need to take your child's temperature. Then you have to text that temperature to the bus driver. Now, due to the fact that we don't allow our bus drivers to text and drive, your child may be picked up early, like 5:30 a.m. Plan accordingly. What if your child gets COVID? If your child gets COVID, remain calm. But please note that your student's name will be on our front page of our website in huge letters and in red. Your child will never have any friends, can't do anything after school, and will never get into college. Unless, of course, your child can find Waldo. Parents dropping your kids off at school need to go clockwise on Mondays and Tuesdays, and you need to go counterclockwise in the parking lot on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But on Fridays, everybody needs to get out of their car and do their best TikTok impression of Cardi B's #1 hit song, WAP. All right, moving on. That was my child's mandates going to school, and thank God school is over because that was ridiculous. I have twins. They are off to college. They went off to college. Gotcha. They went off to college this September. They came home in May. I'm like, what? That was Tuesday. I didn't even miss you. What the heck? I'll never forget moving day because my son, one of my twins, got a flag to decorate his dorm room. And it's a Budweiser flag, but it doesn't say Budweiser, it says Buttweiser. And in the middle, it has 3 gorgeous girls, but all you see is they're facing backwards and they're holding each other, and all you see is butts and thongs. And on the bottom it says, "This butt's for you." And on the top it says, "King of Rears." And he's putting it up and he's like, "Mom, look at this. You hate it, don't you? You hate it." I go, "Hate it? I posed in it. I'm the one in the middle." I just ruined 4 years just like that. Just boom. But they're smarty smart pants. My little one is so smart. They don't have dyslexia. I don't have to worry about them at all. They're so like, I'll never forget, my little one was so smart. Walking around, like, I could talk. I couldn't even talk in front of him because he knew what was going on. So I had to secretly talk. I had to spell out loud. That was very hard to do for dyslexic, to spell out loud. I asked my husband to go out for ice cream. I'm like, "Honey, later on, you want to go for ICE, IBQEs, except after, hey, do you want to?" Next thing you know, he's in the bedroom naked. And we'll end on my second love joke of evening. You're welcome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Good night.
Carrie Louise Cotter. She's my favorite Cotter of them all.
Yeah.
You're welcome back anytime. That's it. That was fabulous. One more time for Carrie Louise Cotter. Now, coming to this stage is one of my favorites in the whole entire comedy world. She's the reason I got on stage to begin with, because she gave me some advice. She started out at the Cambridge Center of Adult Education, and she's been everywhere doing comedy. Her style is fabulous. I love it so much, and I know you guys know her and you'll love it too, but you got to do an intro. So there you go. Wendy Liebman. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Linda. Linda and I go way back to 11:30. I'm so happy to be part of this show. I wish you guys could smell me though, because I smell really good here. Can you smell it? It's, oh, that was my wrist. It's Channel 5. I got it out of, I got it at the dollar store. Anyway, you guys, I know the world is a shit show, but I finally found a good bra. I started wearing this is like a monologue. I started wearing a bra when I was 11. I didn't need it until I was 26, but I used to stuff my bra. So if you got to second base, you found that the bases were loaded. Oh, I see a gray hair. Hold on. Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for being part of this benefit. I don't know a lot of you, so I just thought I would tell you some things about me. I have been called gullible by 6 palm readers. I am lactose tolerant. Sometimes I like to dress up in women's clothing. I have a black belt in my closet. I don't like small talk. I don't like big talk either. I'm actually very shy, especially at parties until I pop out of the cake. A little bit more about me. I sing in the shower, but only if there's a piano. And it can't be electric. I have been told that I am low maintenance when I'm high. They say that pot helps stop cancer from growing and spreading, probably because the cancer cells are like, what was I doing again? Okay. Every December, a few more things about me. Every December, I watch the Nutcracker. Not the ballet, my aunt. In 3rd grade, I was Annie. Not in the play, I was orphaned. Oh.
Not really. Don't worry, Sadia.
One time my Uber driver forgot that I was in the back seat and he started driving home. And I gave him 5 stars because it's a great story that proves that I'm not always talking. And the last thing I want to tell you about myself is I've never been wined and dined. I have been beered and snacked though. So, but I have a minute left and I thought I would tell you things that I wonder about when I'm trying to fall asleep. I wonder, why does my raincoat say dry clean only? Why, who builds the IKEA stores? Why isn't there, I know I'm getting a few smiles. Why isn't there an 82-cent store for women, since that's what we make on the dollar? It's even less for women of color. I wonder if Charlie Brown had a peanut allergy.
Right. It doesn't matter what you do.
I wonder about all the things I cut but forgot to paste. I wonder why half and half costs twice as much as Whole Foods. I wonder, how do you know if you are going to be good at the luge? And isn't cobbler just fucked up pie? Am I swear on this? Am I allowed to swear? I think that's my time. Thank you so much for listening to me, and good luck with everything. I hope you raise tons of money.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I was thinking.
Now coming to the stage is somebody that's lurking in the dark with the curtains behind him. That's a little hint. He's a friend of a lot of ours. He's a comedian. He writes, he's written thousands of jokes, sold them. You know him, you love him. Welcome him to the stage right now for this fundraiser. And by the way, when the next 3 people that are going to go up are going to be in this order: Ziggy Susser, Steve Goldberg, and Les Deegan, because the rest are AWOL. So give it up for right now. We're going to go back to the main topic, which is your next comedian. Welcome him right now. I love his comedy so much. Tom Padovano.
Woo!
Padovano. Do you want to do hand signals or hit the microphone so we hear you? There we go.
Yeah, that'll help if I do that. Yes. Thank you, Linda. You know, I said to my girlfriend, well, we've been dating. Have you been dating other men? She goes, Tom, come on. You're the 5th guy to ask me that today. And here's the thing with her. We both have cell phones, home phones, faxes, pagers, emails, smoke signals. The reason she broke up with me? She said we couldn't communicate. So anyhow, trying to meet somebody new, I met this woman. She said she wants to date 10 men at the same time. I said, I'm not into that. I'm monotonous. But I'm starting to get desperate. I go to Kentucky Fried Chicken just to hear them say breasts or thighs. Also sometimes when things get really slow, I put Vicks Vapor Rub on my chest, then attract women with asthma. Now, I know the big thing now is the dating apps, like what do they got? eHarmony, Our Time. See, I like the ones that are a little more obscure. Don't be so fussy. Looks aren't everything. Marry me or die. Well, actually, my favorite app, dating app, is the Elvis Presley dating app. Love Me Tinder. Yeah. I still get rejected on there, but the women are nice. They'll say, no, thank you. No, thank you very much. So it's different, Now, my best friend, guy friend, he's Jewish. He's on J date. I'm Italian. I'm on A date. Hey! So it's different, but I might not bother anymore. I'm older. I'm losing it. The other day, I couldn't find my car keys. I was driving. And now I'm having trouble with Sheila, my 20-year-old. Won't stop smoking. Sheila's my 2002 Plymouth. I don't know. And I haven't been feeling well, so I got a new health plan. I was with Blue Choice, Blue Cross. Now I'm with International House of Physicians. IHOP. Yeah. Well, I love their slogan, if we can't cure you, we will pay for your funeral. Yeah. So I went to the doctor, right? He examined me for less than 5 minutes, and he insisted I come back the next morning for an autopsy. I'm not up for this, I'm supposed to go to this wedding. Oh, I went to this wedding the other day, half Italian, half Jewish. Everything was done 50-50. Even the songs. Have your mother, have your mother. I mean, everything was 50-50. They made the men wear yarmulkes, but on the yarmulkes was an ad for Vito's Pizza. And at a Jewish ceremony, they have the groom step on a glass. Here, the groom was Italian. He punched it. But I don't think it's going to work out for this newly married couple. On top of the wedding cake, they had 3 figures. The bride, the groom, and the bride's attorney. I don't think it's going to work out. Now, I know all the men out there, and most of the women are looking at me and thinking the same thing. I can beat him up. All right, maybe you can, but I could scream hysterically. So think about what you're doing first. Well, listen, you people have been wonderful, and I sincerely hope you've had as much fun and pleasure as I've had tension and emotional strain. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you
All right,
so
Tom.
much. Keep it going for him, Tom Padovano. Now we had a lineup change because somebody that was in the lineup showed up, so we're going to squeeze them in. So the lineup now is going to be, and Heather will type it in the chat for us. It's going to be Ziggy, Steve, Bruce Lipsky, and then Les Deegan, then Helene. How am I doing? We're just
We
doing
had,
what we're doing. Huh?
Ziggy, Steve, Les, and then Bruce.
Yes. Is that cool with everybody? All righty. Okay. So now coming to the stage is somebody I adore personally, professionally. He's an amazing husband, father, grandfather. I hope I'm introducing the right person. Just kidding. Usually he comes on to Zoom with a bird, and we love Charlie as well. This guy's been killing it. He's in the funniest Jew contest, making it to the finals, you guys. He's the man to watch. Bring him on right now. Ziggy Susser. Woo!
Thanks, Linda. People tell me I'm wishy-washy, that it's hard for me to make a decision. I don't know how I feel about that. Yesterday I went to a diner and the waiter puts a menu on right in front of me, and it's bigger than the Bible. I don't know where to start. So I said to him, "What do you recommend?" He said, "Page 28." I said, is that in Exodus or Leviticus? He said, Deuteronomy. So I said, "What do you recommend on page 28? He said, "Bagels and lox." I said, "Well, okay, but I wonder why, what's popular?" And he said the same thing. And I said, "Well, why do I ask what's popular? I mean, just because something's popular doesn't mean it's good for you. I mean, look at the Kardashians." So I had bagels and lox. I said, "I'll have bagel and lox." He said, "Okay. Do you want toasted or untoasted?" I said, "I don't know, somewhere in between." He said, "Okay." He said, it comes with fries or a salad." I said, "Fries." He said, "Do you want waffle fries, cottage fries, crinkly fries, home fries, sweet potato fries, string fries, barbecue fries, steak fries, cheese fries, freedom fries. I said, forget it. Just give me a salad. He said, of course. Do you want a Cobb salad, a Waldorf salad, a Caesar salad, a wedge salad, a tossed salad, an untossed salad, a Greek salad, an Israeli salad? I said, do you guys have just a house salad? He said, of course. Okay. He said, Italian dressing, French dressing, Russian dressing. No, we don't have Russian dressing anymore. Now it's Ukrainian. Tahini, ranch, Thousand Island, oil and vinegar, balsamic vinaigrette. I said, forget it. How about potato chips? Can I have potato chips? He said, of course. Ruffled, rippled, wavy, salted, unsalted, wise, Lay's, Pringles, Utz or Utz. I don't know how to pronounce it. I said, this is ridiculous. How about let me have potato salad? Because that takes into account potatoes and salad. He said, great choice. Do you want German potato salad, American potato salad, sweet potato salad, creamy potato salad? I said, forget it. Coleslaw. There's only one kind of coleslaw. Let me have coleslaw. He said, we don't carry coleslaw. I said, you have a 90-page menu and you don't carry coleslaw? You have fried octopus on this menu. He said, I'm sorry. I said, you know what? I've lost my appetite. I can't eat anything. Just give me you know what? Don't give me the sides. Give me this bagel and lox without any sides. He said, okay. 5 minutes later, he came back and he said, I forgot to ask you, what kind of bagel do you want? I said, don't have to ask. I know exactly what I want. I want a plain bagel, just a plain bagel, cream cheese and lox. I'm dying for bagel, cream cheese and lox. He said, very good. By the way, we ran out of lox. I said, why did you ask me what kind of bagel I wanted if you ran out of lox? He said, I was curious. So I said, you know what? Just give me a cup of coffee. No, don't give me a cup of coffee because I know what's going to happen. You're going to say, do you want regular coffee? Do you want Demitas? Do you want Sanka? Do you want, U-Band, Folgers, Maxwell House with a Haggadah? Do you want espresso? Do you want cappuccino, mochaccino, frappuccino? And then you're going to go into the milks and you're going to say, do you want whole milk, 2% milk, 1% milk, almond milk, soy milk, breast milk, evaporated milk? Then you're going to go into the sugars and you're going to say, do you want raw sugar, a cube of sugar between your teeth, granulated sugar, equal, saccharin, low, trivia, stevia. I said, forget it. I don't want coffee. He said, I would never have said that. I said, you know what? Just give me a glass of water. He said, sure. Tap water, sparkling water, mineral water, rainwater, distilled water. I said, you know what? Just give me a check for whatever I didn't have. So, he said, then, so he says, do you want Master? So I say, he says, cash or credit? I said credit. He said MasterCard, Discover Card, Radio Shack, Sears, Kmart. I said, forget it. I just walked out. So I go all the way home and my wife says, did you have anything to eat? I said, no. I said, what's in the fridge? She said, nothing. I said, thank God. She said, how about we go to the diner? I said, I don't know what I think about that. Anyway, okay, I'm Ziggy Susser. Everybody stay well. Nice to see you.
All right, Ziggy.
Yeah, Ziggy. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Ziggy Susser.
Thank you.
Now we have a lineup in the chat that's a little different than the lineup I had. So we're going to follow what Heather typed. It's going to be Steve, Les, and Bruce in that order. Steve Goldberg, Les Deegan, Bruce Lipsky in that order. Got it? Okay, cool. So coming to the stage now, somebody I've been on Zoom with, so if he gets famous, it's because of me. I'm kidding. Welcome him to the stage. This is a ride you're going to go for. You're going to love this ride because Goldberg always brings it. Goldberg! Woo!
Oh, I'm so much better when you can't hear me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Listen, I'm so happy to be on the telethon. Don't forget to give to Jerry's kids. Please, dial that number. Give to Jerry's kids. Walk on with hope in your heart. And you'll never walk alone. I know what everyone's thinking. Every time I go on stage, someone says, "That's not Goldberg. That's not Goldberg the wrestler." No, this is what Goldberg the wrestler looks like after 2.5 years in a goddamn pandemic. This is it. I don't know. I have bad hearing. They said flatten the curve. I thought they said fatten the curve. I've been eating everything in sight. It is ridiculous. It's so crazy. And you know, they say this was made in China. No way. Nothing made in China lasts this long. Nothing. I mean, it's so ass backwards. I have a friend. My friend is a nuclear physicist. He talks about how important it is to be a nuclear physicist. He hasn't been in the lab since March 2020. I said, "Leon, what are you doing home?" "I'm a non-essential worker." The nuclear physicist is non-essential, but the barista at Starbucks is essential? How nuts is that? It's just absurd. I called my pulmonologist, my lung doctor. I was having a hard time breathing. I said, doctor, I need to see you. He says, "What's the matter?" I said, "I'm having a hard time breathing. You're a lung doctor." He says, "No, I can't see you." I said, "Why not?" He says, "Because it may be COVID." I said, No. I've been vaccinated." He says, "No, you may have one of those breakthrough cases." I said, "When can I see you?" He says, "Call when you feel better." I mean, it's just absurd. And everyone thinks they're an expert during this time. Everyone, you go on social media, you go here, everyone knows the answers. I'm married to a doctor. True story. I'm married to a doctor. I ask her all these questions about COVID. You know what she tells me? I don't know. It's a new disease. I don't know. I'm like, wait a minute. She says, "No, I don't know. I'm a pediatrician. Why are you asking me?" I said, "What good are you? The doctor doesn't know. But the barista at Starbucks has all the answers. But she did tell me one thing, and this may save your life for everyone listening. I didn't know what type of mask to wear. Do I wear an NK95 mask, KN95 mask, surgical mask, a gaiter?" She told me, write this down, wear a JETS mask, JETS. Because if you're wearing that, you're not catching a goddamn thing. But listen, get yourself vaccinated. It's so important to get yourself vaccinated. Listen, the side effects aren't bad. I am such a better parallel parker with the eyes and back of my head. And now they're talking 3, 4, we may have even 5 doses. By the time this is over, I'm going to have more jabs in my arm than Amy Winehouse. But listen, it is Pride Month. It's Pride Month. Don't be ashamed. Come out. Tell people who you are. Let them know you. I came out a few years ago. It didn't go well, but I don't feel bad that I came out. I wanted my family to know me. I came out Orthodox Jewish, and they flipped out. My kids are like, "What is that on your head? What is wrong with you? You're putting us back a generation." Even my wife of 27 years said to me, "Wait a minute, you want me to give up shrimp and lobster for you? What are you, nuts?" She says, "I don't understand. Every time you pee, you're sitting down, your boobs are bigger than mine. Why did you come out a woman already?" But listen, I came after visiting Israel, the most beautiful country in the world, but everyone's fighting over it. And it's weird because it's the size of New Jersey. Do you know what the other 49 states would say if a bunch of Jews took over New Jersey? You know what they would say? Thank you. That's what they would say. Thank you. But listen, I wanna tell people about my movie. My movie's coming out. Superheroes are really big. They got Black Panther. They got female superheroes. They even have a Protestant superhero called the Wasp. I will be the new Jewish superhero called the Jewish Fetch. And my superpower is they make the villains feel so guilty that they surrender. Go ahead, Les. Destroy the universe. See if I care. Just know you're breaking your mother's heart. Oh, look at you, Heather, flying from planet to planet, destroying all life forms. That you have time for, the minute your parents have no time? What is wrong with you? It's coming out in the summer. Go see it. Don't forget to give. Walk on with hope in your heart. Take care.
Thank you so much. Give it up for
Oh,
him.
my goodness.
Goldberg. You can sign up for his How to Do a Rant TED Talk today. It's half
Thank
price
you.
today. Fabulous. I love your rants. Oh my gosh. So now we have a special drop-in guest, Eddie Brill. Eddie, I don't know if you need to run and you need to jump in the lineup right now, or you want to hold off and be put in a few. So I'll
He's
give you a
muted.
second to reply.
Unmute, Eddie, unmute.
Oh, there he is.
Eddie, are you there? Do you want to go do your set now? Do you need to run?
Hi.
Sorry, Les, we're going to put Eddie in now.
That's okay.
Okay, coming
Let
to
me
the
see something.
stage, a
Can you-
legend in the comedy business. You know him, he's a fabulous writer. He's been the head writer for David Letterman show.
No, I've never been the head writer for David Letterman.
Okay, I said it wrong. He's
you
gonna
see my
explain
video
it,
by-
so bring him to the stage now so he can tell you what he is better than I can. Eddie Brill.
Hi, let's see. Start my video. There we
Sorry.
go. Can you see me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, yeah, I was just setting things up. So hi, I'm very happy we're doing this for Jay. We did another one earlier and just can't do enough, especially between comedians. So, you know, we've always looked out for each other. You know, there's always that, oh, comedians are jealous or comedians are this and that. But that's just like when you talk about extremists, that's a very small amount. You know, my whole life, I've been mentored by so many people and so many comics, but I never was the head writer at Letterman. I was the warm-up comedian for 17 years, and I booked the comedians for about 11 of them. So that's what I did. But I would give them suggestions. Well, it looks like I got dirt on my face, but it's just my computer. So I was cleaning my my laptop there. Anyway, but everything's good. I've been back on stage, which is so important. Been trying out new things. I always want, what was the thing? Oh, I was saying, why would you ask, and I'm just trying to remember because nothing is written down. I was like, why would you ask your doctor if this certain drug was right for you? Because they're doctors, they went to school. If they don't know what's right for you, they're idiots. And the truth is we're not supposed to ask them. You know, I ask your doctor if asking your doctor is right for you. That's a key thing there. It's like, oh, look, there's other people up there. Hi, everyone up top there. It's nice to see everyone. So yeah, and you know, there's so many drugs, you know, that they offer. There's one, you know, like if you ask your doctor if Rinvoq is right for you, you have to figure out what the different drugs are. They're running out of names. Well, you know, the one name I like in the drugs, I love the Skyrizi. Now, I don't know what it does, but I love the name and I want it just for the name so I can tell everyone, yeah, I'm on Skyrizi. It sounds almost like a character in a Star Wars show or whatever, but yeah, I like Skyrizi. I think that's a really good name. But they're running out of names. I swear, I just saw this. I saw it for the second time because I couldn't believe it was a real name. It was Torse. Torse. Ask your doctor if Torse is right for you. Torse. They're running out of letters to put together for these thousands. You know, they worry about drugs and booze and all that stuff. But the real killers are these pharmaceutical drugs that are, you know, just getting people messed up. And Torse, I figure, you know, they're going to run out of names and letters. They're going to have sound effects like ask your doctor is right for you. It causes and ho and flank, you know. So if you've got flank, get her, you know, that kind of. That's one new idea that I have. Another one is, why do banks have commercials? Because in reality, banks all do the same thing. It's not like, you know, it's like, well, I go to my bank and when I give them the money, they, you know, they put it in my account. Not like those other banks. You know, those other banks, you know, they're creepy. They And they have banks. You don't go to your bank to hang out. They have coffee shops in the bank. Like, hey, come to this bank and, honey, I'm going to the bank. Why? We don't have any checks. Oh, I need a cup of latte, and I want to sit close to my money, it's just very, very weird. There's a lot of things like electric companies advertise, and you don't get a choice. It's just, our bills would be cheaper for electricity if we didn't pay for their commercials. So it's, it's like, what could they possibly say in a commercial that would make any difference for us? Like, hi, we're Con Edison. Sorry, or like, hey, it's either us or rubbing two sticks together. Con Edison. If you're watching this commercial, you've got electricity. Con Edison. That one's an old joke, but the other ones are new versions. Because there's a lot of companies that advertise for no reason, like, the Army. Why is the Army advertised? There's no other armies. You don't get to be in other people's armies. The U.S. Army does a good job, but I'd like to check out some of the other armies. Or maybe the Navy. They're not in competition with each other. So, oops, somebody's dinging. Is that 5 minutes?
No,
That's good.
Probably another minute and a half, Heather.
Okay. All right. No, I heard a ding, so I thought it was like, end of round 2 or something, or I did my time.
I think it's Steve Marshall coming in.
All right. Yeah, no, I heard a doorbell. Hey, Steve Marshall. I haven't seen him in a million years. I talked to him sort of once. I was doing somebody's podcast, and he came on the phone there or whatever. But yeah, we've both been at this a million years, and we don't really see each other. But we're always in the same place, Florida, a lot of New York. Anyway, another idea that I had, but it's not really flushed out. It's funny how the word brief has so many different meanings to it. Like, yeah, I'm going to a meeting, but can you brief me on yesterday's meeting before I go into this meeting? It'll be a brief meeting. And can you bring me the lawyer's briefs that he brought? And, oh, they're in the briefcase. That's what it would be, this. And if I don't do well in this meeting, I'm going to soil my briefs, so there's so many, and of course, soil your briefs, big laugh, the scatological part of that one. But also briefs and shorts, like you wear briefs, you wear shorts. What's, who's briefer? Is shorts briefer than shorts? Or brief, what's briefest? I don't know, but they're all brief and they're all shorts. And so anyway, that's another idea I have right now. I don't have it in front of me because I went on earlier than I thought I was going to do, but it worked out pretty good. Oh, I'm getting the light, I think. Yes. Thank you very much, Miss SOS Comedy Presents over there. You're very intense. Like you've been like focusing and everything. I'm like, you look at the crowd, and if everyone's laughing, it's great. And if one person's not, you're like, why isn't she laughing? Oh, she's running the clock, and she has a background and a video. But we're all here for a very good thing, and I'm glad that I could be part of it. And I'm glad that I stopped by now. And I'm very proud to be in a group of comedians who care for each other, are compassionate, especially in this world that doesn't hold compassion as high as they should. So I wish you a great night, everyone. And Jay, sending lots of love to you and the missus, and love to all you guys.
Oh,
Yay.
right, Eddie Brill, you guys, follow him on social media. Help him out with those numbers.
Eddie Comic at Instagram. So
Eddie
right.
Comic, yes.
Hi, everyone. Oh, Heather, I remember Heather from you were great the last time I did a thing with you. You were laughing, and you were the only one, I think. And now this one you weren't.
Sorry, Eddie. I am the bouncer. I'm the Zoom bouncer, so I'm doing everything.
I know, I could tell.
Don't
but
go
anyway,
by me. No one
you
go
better
by
bounce me because I'll just keep talking. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Eddie. Thank you so much, everyone. Eddie Brill, you guys.
See you. Bye.
And we're putting another legend in the lineup right now. So here comes, and don't worry, Les, I'm going to call you a legend too, because you deserve it for what you did for the veterans with me. Coming to the stage right now, hopefully he'll turn on his phone and his camera. There he is, Steve Marshall, you guys. Woo!
All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly. I am actually in Switzerland right now, as you could see I hope you can take a look right now. I'm about to go in the hot tub. Can you guys see that? Okay, so I'm about to go in the hot tub right now. And the trick to the hot tub is you got to get in there before everybody else gets in there, because it looks so nice and it's all bubbly and everything is like so great. But usually what happens is I get in there and there's nobody there. And then all of a sudden, 5 more people get in there. And one slightly chubby guy puts his fat butt in front of the one good jet, turns it into a pond, and just ruins it for everyone. So I really am in Switzerland. It's very unusual for me. It's my first time in Europe. I don't know if you can hear from my accent. I speak English with a Brooklyn dialect. and when I leave Brooklyn and I go other places, I find that I feel even more Brooklyn. You know, I don't know if you feel that, some of you, when you leave wherever, if you leave from the South and you go north, you know what I mean? Or if you go to Canada, go somewhere else. So I feel very, very Brooklyn. And you know, yodeling, everybody tells me yodeling is a big thing here. But yeah, they say it's yodeling. But when I yodel, it doesn't sound like I'm yodeling. It sounds like I'm from Brooklyn. It sounds like I'm yodeling. You know, it's other people like Yoda lady, who, and I'm like Yoda lady, who. and then you add that I'm not just from Brooklyn, I'm also Jewish. So I'm not really, I don't yodel, I oidle, which is, hey, we have no shortage of Jewish jokes here tonight. Do you notice that? So I am really from the real Brooklyn. I grew up in Flatbush. We have a motto in Brooklyn. It's very simple how I lead my life. How you treat me is how I treat you. You show me respect, I show you respect. But we have another motto in Brooklyn: get them before they get you. How can you be nice when you grow up in Brooklyn when the first phrase you hear every morning in Brooklyn is, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And that was my mother at breakfast. My mother had a problem with the truth. And I think that's part of the reason that I became who I am, because I so love the truth. And I remember when I was 8 years old, I stole a chocolate bar. And you're not supposed to steal, so I'm not advising this. But I knew my mother wasn't going to buy it for me. And I was in Wallbounds, the local supermarket. And, you know, they would put the chocolate right up before you checked out. They put the candies because maybe you would have an impulse buy, right? So I stole this, like, it was huge, a huge Hershey bar. And I hid it in my underwear drawer because I didn't have a safe deposit box. I was 8 years old. And I wasn't thinking that my mother does my laundry. And she discovered it and she cornered me in the hallway and she said, "Stephen," she held the chocolate bar up, "did you steal this?" She said, "Stephen, did you steal this?" She said, "Stephen, if you tell me the truth, if you tell me the truth," wait, are we still here? Hold on, we'll pounce back on.
Did he fall in the hot tub?
Swiss cheese internet.
Look at this, how great it is.
Did you fall in, Steve?
She said, "Stephen, if you tell me the truth, I will never punish you." And I said, "Yes, Mommy, I did steal it." And she beat the shit out of me. And that's when I realized that telling the truth, although it's the right thing to do, and it really is, has consequences. And we could see that even in today's world. You have real integrity is telling the truth, even when there may be dangerous consequences. Now, my sister picked up from my mother. She never told the truth. She left Brooklyn. I don't know if anybody's here from California, but she moved to Southern California, what's known as the OC. You might have seen the housewives of the OC. They're very pretentious. They're very fake. I remember I went to Thanksgiving in Southern California at my sister's once, and the turkey had breast implants. I said, "Mindy, how much does a bird weigh?" She said, "It's a double D butterball, feeds 8. you know, it is very important to do good things for people. And I think we all know that. And that's part of the reason that we're here tonight. And when Linda called me up and asked me if I would do this benefit for Jay Risk, the first thing I said was, who the fuck is Jay Risk? Have you ever heard of this guy? I never heard of this fakakta guy. I never heard of Jay Risk. I mean, it's not like I'm doing a benefit for Billy Crystal. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm doing a show for 19 comedians. I've been doing this like Eddie. Eddie and I have been doing this over 25 years. I'm doing a pre-show. What am I doing, a bringer show? What happened? Linda, how the fuck did you trick me into this? This Linda could talk anybody into doing anything. She's the greatest salesperson in the world. But I will say this for the younger comedians that have been tricked into doing this. For the younger comedians, it's very important to do this tonight because when I started out, I was told you're supposed to work everywhere, that don't turn anything down. So seriously, that's why I wanted to do this also. I remember I would do comedy anywhere I could. I remember I used to do comedy at funerals. And and I remember whenever I did comedy at a funeral, I would tell the people as they walked in, if you sit up front near the coffin, you're going to be picked on. So the comedy, are you like me, the other comedians here? Is comedy on your mind 24 hours a day? It is on my mind. I remember once I was having sex with a woman and I had an orgasm and I did. And a red light went off over the bed and I said, well, that's my time. I have always been like this. This is not an act. I just wanted to be loved. I wanted attention. And, you know, it's different when you leave the country, and I really am here in Switzerland. It's so confusing here. I mean, everybody speaks a different language here. Do you know what they speak in Switzerland? Do you know what the Swiss, you probably know, Linda. The Swiss, they speak German. No, they don't. They speak German. They actually speak German, which has made this vacation totally unrelaxing because I'm Jewish. And everything they say, it scares me because everything is like, I'll go like, oh, what time is dinner? And they'll go like, 9, 5, 9, 5. And I just turn to my girlfriend and go, listen, just get on the train. Don't ask any questions. Bring one suitcase. And it's very unnerving. So, and not only that, they have a thing with money here. There's an exchange rate. So have you ever gone to a foreign country? My girlfriend's Jewish with an exchange rate. Oh my God. That's like a half hour. Everything we buy. Well, the dollar is this. Well, the franc is this. She was so funny yesterday, Linda. She goes to me, let's save money. Let's go to a 99 franc store. Hi, how are you? I'm really live, folks. I'm really live. This is happening. I really am in Switzerland. So the language is different. The exchange rate is very different. The time zone is so ridiculous. Everything is like, Linda tells me, well, it's going to be 4 o'clock in New York City, but it'll be 1 o'clock in California, but it'll be 11 p.m. Why can't we all just have the tape? What is wrong with this world? Can't we just all have the same time? Is that so difficult to all have the fucking same time? Is it so difficult to all have one language? Is that so difficult? Because if we could just have one language, the language I would pick would be very simple. It wouldn't be French. It wouldn't be Hebrew. It wouldn't be German. It would be a simple word that we need more than anything. The language would be love. That would be the language. And I think if we all learned the language of love, this would be a much, much better world. Jay, you're a fighter. I took the time to look you up. I know what you're going through and what you have been going through. And we are all here tonight to say, keep punching, keep punch lining. And I want to thank you all. And if there's one thing I can tell you, Jay, please don't behave. Because if you behave, you will never survive. Thanks for having me, everybody. From Switzerland, San Moritz. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve Marshall.
All right,
Steve
Steve.
Marshall, all the way from another continent. Oh my gosh, thank you. Enjoy your time with Tolly.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good nobbin.
No,
Hey,
Stephen.
Linda, I gotta blend in. I really. See the word shalom? Okay, I see my friend Les Deegan. You know why it's shalom? Because the first two letters are shh. Don't let anybody know you're Jewish.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
Steve
everybody.
Marshall.
Yeah, kick ass, Jay. Jay Risk, kick ass, everybody. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Someone asked in the chat, you guys, if I could explain who Jay Risk is. Jay Risk is one of our comedians. I said it at the beginning. He's been battling cancer and heart problems since birth, the heart. Now he's dealing with the financial impact of getting a lot of cancer treatment. He's one of us. And Neil Berliner did a show like this a few months ago. And I asked Neil if I could piggyback on his idea and do another one to raise more money than the original show. So this is a spin-off show from Neil Berliner, who wanted to be here today but can't because he had something that came up. So if you know Neil, send him love because he could use some love right now. Anyway, so back to the show. Now, finally, Les Deegan gets to come up and do his thing. This guy came with me to the VA hospital in New York City, right, Gladys?
Right, we had a great time with that.
Yes, we did. He sings from the heart. He made grown men cry, not like me at the battered women's shelter. He made grown men cry because he's so authentic, real, and he touches your heart. So welcome him to the stage. I adore Les Deegan, you guys.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Linda. Hi, everybody. First of all, I got to tell you, I am so excited to be here tonight. Ever since I was a little kid growing up in Sunnyside, Queens, I always dreamt that one day I would get to follow Steve Marshall in a bathrobe getting ready to get into a hot tub in a hotel in Switzerland. Dreams do come true. No, Linda, thanks so much for your support. Thanks, everyone. Support is so important, isn't it? And I'm very lucky. I had very supportive parents. They always encouraged me to follow my dreams. Les, follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. It's probably why I became a sleepwalker. I see some new faces, but most of you know me. I've developed a reputation for always being happy. Am I right? All right, well, let me tell you, truth be told, especially in these troubled times of ours, being happy takes a lot of hard work. Am I right, Bruce? You look like you haven't smiled since 1973. Bruce, here's one of my secrets. Every morning I read motivational literature, I listen to inspirational music, and I smoke a bowl of opiated hash. Relax, Goldberg. I'm only kidding. I never read before noon. So anyway, truth be told, the year got off to a very difficult start for me. Back in January, for the first time ever, I rode in an ambulance. And I got to tell you, Linda, it was one of the scariest nights of my life, and I hope it's the last time I ever get arrested for stealing an ambulance. No, for those of you who don't know, I got a pacemaker. I was rushed to the hospital. My heart rate went down to 29. My electrical system shut down. I had to get a pacemaker. And anybody else have a pacemaker? No, just me. Oh, just me. Okay. Anyway, the pacemaker is great. It's a battery that's implanted in my chest that has these two wires that go down into my heart. And as soon as it sees my heart rate going below 60, it kicks in, my heart rate comes back up, and I get an erection. And what's really cool, if I shove a cable up my ass, I can charge my cell phone. And the battery's amazing. This morning, I helped my next door neighbor start his car by connecting his jumping cables to my nipples. Hey, Dave, turn it over. It's hard doing that joke on a Zoom box. Anyway, I'm very proud to be a bald American. And actually, I started losing my hair at a very early age, which always made me look a lot older than I was. My friends used to pay me to go to the store for them and buy them beer. Yeah, Linda, I was the most popular kid in third grade. And when I was 18, my hair really started coming out heavy. So I went to this dermatologist who gave me weeks and weeks worth of hormone shots. And it worked out great. My hair didn't grow back, but I made a lot of money in tips waitressing at Hooters. Ziggy, you know what's weird about that joke? When I was 18, there was no Hooters. We tell believable lies. Anyway, hair loss is genetic. And unfortunately, my 30-year-old son is going through the exact same journey that I went through. Linda, I feel so bad for him. The only advice I can give him is, Jonathan, when you serve the drinks, arch your back. You make more money in tips. So my kids are all, I have adult kids. You look like a lot of adult kids in the audience here, right? But even though the kids are adults, you still worry about them. Am I right, Tracy? Right? It doesn't matter. They're always going to be your babies. You worry. Like last night, I was hanging out with my 30-year-old son. At the end of the night, I said, Jonathan, do me a favor. When you get home, can you text me? He was like, Dad, I live in the basement. Do I have a minute left?
Yes, 1 minute.
I have a minute left. All right. So my son just moved back home with us, and I tell you, I love him, but there's no more privacy now. When I want to have sex, I have to wait till my son and wife to leave the house. But actually, I am going to close. I just heard a really good joke. It's like 40 seconds, so I'm going to finish right on time. Heather, you can put the light away. I hope you're enjoying Nashville, by the way. Anyway, so we miss you. So Zeke lives on the farm, and he's doing terrible in school. He's failing classes. He's failing tests. He misses weeks, days. He's absent. He's late. The schoolmaster says, Zeke, one more problem, and I'm going to have to expel you from school. So what happens? The next day, Zeke shows up to class 2 hours late. The schoolmaster's freaking out. He goes, Zeke. Oop, I got to turn my clock off over here. He goes, Zeke, how could you come 2 hours late? What's the excuse this time? He goes, I'm sorry, but I had to take the bull out into the field to mate with the cow. The schoolmaster says, couldn't you get your father to do it? He goes, no, it had to be the bull. God bless you all. Linda, thank you so much. Enjoy, everybody. Nice seeing everybody.
Yeah, give it up for Les Deegan. And one more time, because Steve Marshall is still listening. Give it up for Stephen Marshall. I know he's listening. You guys.
Yes, I am. Good work, Les. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Jen, everybody I know there. And this lovely young lady, Sadia, or whatever, she is the best person to entertain.
Yes, she is.
And hello, Gladys. Hello, Gladys, also. And Tom, I hope I didn't leave anyone out.
All right, I don't feel slighted, Steve. It's okay.
And Eddie, if you're still there, everyone.
That was Stephen Marshall. One more time in Switzerland, you guys. Woo! Now coming to the stage, the man in the Nike hat who's been killing it with his comedy. He's working so hard and getting out there. We're all so proud of him. Glad to have him here on this fundraiser. Bruce Lipsky. Woo!
Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Les, you inspired me. When I was 25, I started losing my hair. But I remember before that, I used to part my hair. Now, unfortunately, my hair's just departed. Remember the days, Les, when we used to, back in the day, when we used to put cream in our hair to make it thicker? We had something called Vitalis. Now, if I wanted something to be stiff, I depend on Cialis.
Oh, God.
But when you get older, you gotta, that's the way life is, I think about this. I used to be a photography buff. I used to develop film using my Polaroid. Now at 66, the only thing I'm developing are hemorrhoids. But it's okay getting older. It's okay. But I have elderly parents. I have 93-year-old dad who called me the other day. He said, Bruce, guess what? He just opened up a new comedy club in my neighborhood. I said, that's fantastic, Dad. What's it called? He said, Stand Up MRI. I said, Dad, did you check it out? He said, yeah, it's kind of weird. He said, I don't think they ever close. I said, why? Why do you say that? He said, the sign always says open MRI. All right, let me tell you. And I got a call from his doctor. His doctor said, Bruce, your dad came to my office. He was carrying a small chair. I said, did you ask him why? He said, yeah. He said, that was his stool sample. And I guess it kind of makes sense because lately he's been complaining of hard stools. But my dad was a philosopher. He said, Bruce, you should always put your best foot forward. But at 66, who know my best foot forward had the gout? And the doctor said, get your dad to the hospital right away. So I took him to the hospital. We're in the elevator, and this technician wheels in this machine with all these tubes and hoses. My father looks at him and said, mister, you're not going to hook me up to that machine today, are you? The guy says, I hope not for your sake. It's a carpet cleaner. But, I'm worried I'm going to turn into my parents. It's really difficult when you get older. But, I remember, I used to travel all over the world. I used to go to Hong Kong. I used to go to Europe. I used to go to Switzerland. I guess that's part of Europe, right? But now I just travel incontinent. But I'm lucky, though. I have a wife. We just celebrated 30 years of wedded bliss. Oh, no, wedded bliss. Because all these years she's been rubbing me the wrong way, and I got the calluses to prove it. And when we first met, our love was infectious. Now it's just chronic. And, the latest research says, Tom, that as you get older, your skin gets thinner, which is kind of weird because after 30 years of marriage, I developed a much thicker skin. She's a great lady. She's into this natural foods, all this holistic organic stuff. But I never bought any of this before. So she sent me to the store. I asked the produce manager, how can I tell which vegetables are organic? The guy said, if they're half the size and twice the price, then they're organic. I think I drive one of those. It's called a Prius. And she wanted, kale. I never bought kale before. So I said to the produce guy, what's kale? How can I tell what kale is? He said, kale is like lettuce's bitter cousin. I said, oh, yeah, I got one of those. She's 50 and was divorced 3 times. She must be kale. And she got really mad at me the other day. She said, Bruce, everybody thinks in this house, everybody's a food critic. They'll spend an hour on the internet surfing for a recipe, an hour shopping, and an hour cooking. And in 30 seconds, my son will say, you're cooking that shitty chicken again? She got so angry. She said, Bruce, you think I'm running a 5-star restaurant here? I said, apparently you are, because every time you cook, I have reservations. Think of this kale stuff. It's crazy. Kale is what they call a superfood. One of the superfoods. Kale to me is like kryptonite. Superman can leap tall buildings in a single bound. Kale will clean up my colon in a single serving. But for me, the real superfood of 2022 is Chipotle. You probably heard of this place, but my son always corrects me. He says, Dad, it's Chipotle. I said, great, this kid got a 30 on his Spanish regions. He's correcting me, All I know is whether it's Chipotle or Chipotle, I really do love their pulled pork for distance. Let me tell you. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm honored to be on the show here with everybody. This is a dream come true for me. Following Les Deegan and Tracy Simons here, Steve Marshall. Oh, I can't even remember all the people's names, But anyway, I'm honored to be here, flattered, and I just hope that, Jay gets better and we can support him in any way possible. So God bless everybody. Love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. Keep the energy going. We're making it through this show. Yeah.
I got to run. I have a live show. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Bruce Lipsky.
Thank you all.
Now coming to the stage, the legend that is Gladys Simon, who's trained many of us and given us stage time. She's trained so many for decades, and she is a force to be reckoned with on and off the stage. Welcome to the stage right now, Gladys Simon.
Woo!
Hit
Gladys,
your
you're muted.
microphone. Your microphone button, Gladys.
Gladys, mute.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'm happy to be part of this event for Linda. It's a celebration for you doing all these things. It's wonderful. And I'm down here in Florida with my friend, also a celebration, because this week I have been in the comedy business 30 years. 30 years. Thank you, thank you. And in therapy, 40 years. Yeah. Yeah. With the same therapist, because I can't leave anybody. Yeah, I've been seeing this therapist so long that now I hate his mother. People always say to me, were you born to be in therapy? I'm thinking, yeah, I was born to be in therapy. I wasn't delivered by an obstetrician, right? He got stuck in the elevator. You know who delivered me? A psychiatrist. You know, when you're born, the doctor pulls you out, holds you up, and says to the mother, look, it's a boy. Look, it's a girl. Look, it doesn't matter. This psychiatrist pulled me out, slapped me on the ass, and said, wow, it's a patient. People ask me, and this is really true. If you don't believe me, I was on a show, a network show called Am I Nuts? Oh, it's not funny. It's very sad. Okay. People go, how could you have been in therapy for so long? I said, I'll tell you, I slept in a crib till I was 9. My mother slept in it with me. Speaking of smothering, okay. It's like, we all have problems, right? Everybody's in therapy. Everybody's fucked up. The world is fucked up. You know when my problem started? In the womb. You know, in the womb. You know, you can hear in the womb. You can hear. That's how you know you're going to get fucked up the minute you hear. And I used to hear my mother talk to her friends. Rose, Rose, Rose. That was her name. What do you want it to be? And my mother would say what every mother says. I don't care what it is, as long as it's tall. Sure. So my mother had only wanted me to be tall. And then if I wasn't going to be tall, I got married, marry a tall guy, tall. Yeah, I got married. I married a tall guy, had a short marriage. I was married. I know there are some married people. I was married umpteen years ago, like for 4 minutes. Yeah. I always make the same mistake. I'm a shitty dater, you know, like a lot of women are, you know, I put my eggs in that one bastard. I mean, that bastard. And so I married the bastard. My ex-husband was so gorgeous, so handsome. He looked exactly like Brad Pitt. He had blonde hair, blue eyes, and a boyfriend. Yeah. What a life. I know how to pick him. I know how to pick him. But he was so narcissistic. You know, he loved mirrors. He was always looking at himself in the mirror. And the only time I heard I love you, he was staring in the mirror and I caught him going, I love you. And the coup de grace, he put a mirror on the ceiling over our bed. Yeah. So whenever we had sex, I was always in the way. Instead of pushing me up and down, he used to push me side to side. You're in the way. You're in the way. You're in the way. Get out of my way. I got out of the way. I left him. Yeah, it was a good move. He was happy. I got the house. I got the car. He got the mirror and the Windex. But no alimony. No alimony. Yeah, he made me sign a prenuptial agreement. You know what? I should have written it on his penis. It never would have stood up in court. I never would have gotten married. I didn't want to get married. I wanted to be a star, show business, but my mother, I wanted to make her happy. So that was all she would say to me every day, get married, Gladys. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you married? What's wrong with me? I'm 7. That's what's wrong with me. And she didn't want me to go with any guy. I grew up poor in the Bronx, you know, she had a list. The guys had to be tall, Jewish, and have a car. So his car was everything to my mother. It still is. I'd like a guy with a car too. So when I was 21, he had to be a tall Jewish professional with a car. When I was 41, he could be a tall Jewish anybody with a car. By the time I was 49, he could be a Muslim with a bus pass. Anybody, just get married. I go, Ma, I'm seeing a lesbian. Does she have a car? I said, she has a 10-speed dildo. My mother went, oh, a foreign car. My mother, but I know there are people, I don't know if they're married people here, some are happily married, some are not. But I think marriage is a good thing. No one should be, I believe in marriage. You know what? I think every woman should get married. Ladies, are any ladies here, men? You know why they should get married? Because it gives you the security to look around for the right guy. Yeah. Why be lonely looking? Whenever I was a terrible dater, whenever I would meet a guy I like, the right guy, there'd be a voice going, he's not for you. It was usually his wife. I grew up in the Bronx. I was sure I wanted to be Miss America. Here she comes. Instead, I became Miss Other Woman. Yes, and nobody believes it. I have been the other woman my entire life. My entire life. It goes so far back. Even Eve once said to Adam, "Who's Gladys?" That's my time. I'm Gladys. Back to Linda and her wonderful job and how beautiful she looked. All right, give everyone a hand, not just for me, because you're doing this.
All right, Gladys and everyone. Woo!
Yeah, Gladys, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Come on, you guys, clap a little more for Gladys.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Thank you,
Yeah.
Stephen Marshall. Yeah. She's got fabulous jokes in her pocket. Now coming to the stage, somebody I got to interview, and I love her from being on Rob Shoppy's classes together. You're going to love her. Tracy B. Simon. Most of you already know her.
Hey, thank you, Linda. And I'm so glad you're doing this. It's for a great cause. And Gladys and I, no relation. But I'll tell you, it is, marriage is important. My husband and I have been married 42 years because we don't argue, we discuss. Okay, our discussions are like two cats in an alley, but it's a discussion. And we recently discussed where we're going to go on vacation. Hun, let's go to Disney World. Been there. How about Myrtle Beach? Done that. Las Vegas? Bought the t-shirt. Yeah, I know. You gave it to me for our anniversary. All right, but it's been 30 years. Well, I don't see the need to go back there. You went to the bathroom this morning. Do you see the need to go back there too? Ay. Well, we tried a romantic weekend and we have different ideas of what romantic is. I'm thinking Puerto Rico. He thinks Pennsylvania. And I'm not talking about the heart-shaped bathtub Poconos. No, it has to be educational. We have to learn something. If Google had an island, we'd own a timeshare there. So while our friends are in Aruba snorkeling and swimming, we're in Lancaster watching the Amish make cheese. Well, at least he agreed to go with me to a travel agent. We told her we wanted someplace sensual, but age appropriate. Have I got the place for you? You heard of sandals? This is orthotics. It's all inclusive. And when you arrive, you get a life alert bracelet that lets you into your overly heated luxury suite with emergency pull cords in every bathroom, access to the daily grumpy hour with bottomless Maalox margaritas and pina coladas, and then at 4, the pièce de resistance, the early bird of Paradise Buffet, followed by an evening of your choice of strip shuffleboard or get off my lawn darts. How's the nightlife? Who would know? No one drives after sundown. Well, my husband and I, we have one child. That's all we got a permit for. And she's a good kid, except she would always ask me for money. Mom, can I have $300 to go skydiving? You want me to give you $300 so you can kill yourself. I can take you to the roof right now and throw you off for free. Mom, it's safe. When you jump, there's a partner strapped to your back. So this is assisted suicide. She survived. I almost didn't. But now she's all grown up and a contributing member of society. Except I'm the one who seems to be always contributing. We went for coffee last week. We get to the register. She says, "Pay the man. You have a job, you make money. Why don't you pay?" Well, excuse me, this morning I made you eggs. And 30 years ago, my eggs made you. But she's getting married soon. And I'll tell you, celebrating these milestone events is getting out of hand. I mean, it used to be a proposal, an engagement, a bridal shower, a wedding, right? Now it's proposal photos, followed by a proposal, engagement photos, an engagement, a bridal shower, a groom's party, a bachelor and bachelorette party, a rehearsal dinner, wedding, and then an after party, and then and then brunch with personalized cocktails, lobster tree, and make it yourself s'mores. And then don't get me started on having a baby. I mean, it used to be the pregnancy, the birth, and baby announcements. Now the couple knows so early you could figure out they had sex the night before last. And then there's the gender reveal, and then the baby shower, and the baby sprinkle for every other baby, and then the daddy shower, and then the baby moon, and then there's a birth, a push party, a get to know the baby party. By the time this kid starts school, they've had more parties than the queen at her jubilee. Yeah. And gender reveals are ridiculous. I mean, pink cake for a girl, blue cake for a boy. It takes all the mystery out, you know? And then we know a progressive couple that had a reveal party. They didn't know what sex the baby was, but they felt gender was fluid. So, and what if we treated death that way? Do we send save the date cards? Do we have a death reveal? Red for heart attack, yellow for malaria, green for zombie apocalypse? How about a plain white cake for natural causes? Or devil's food, because you know the bastard's going to hell. And then there's a wake, a memorial, funeral, followed by a discreet burial or a flaming Viking bonfire with make it yourself s'mores. Okay, thank you, everybody. Tracy Simon, and everybody donate.
Yes, thank you so much, Tracy Simon.
Woo! All right, Tracy.
Great job, great stuff, man. I know we said we're gonna have Esther on next, but Esther Forster, we're gonna see if we can get Helene on right now, a little change.
Sure.
Because her internet keeps going in and out. Helene, are you there to come on right now? This is how it goes, folks. It even happens on CBS. I saw it once. Okay, Helene's not there quite now, so we'll try to fit her on after. So coming to the stage, Esther is off. There's Esther.
I am here.
I want to bring you the next comedian by telling you a little personal data, and here it is. I got to work with her, and we helped each other with comedy. Right, this girl, this Esme4 is what she goes by on Facebook and on stage. She is a premise machine. She cranks out premises more than Carter had liver pills, I guess is what I'll say. Welcome her to the stage right now. You're gonna love her. She's in San Francisco, I see. Esme4.
Guys,
yeah, come on, guys, clap
give it up for everybody. Give it up for Linda for putting this together, for Jay Risk. Nobody has a bigger heart than Linda in the world of comedy, and Linda basically dedicated hours to helping me with jokes, and she took my comedy like 3 levels higher. I would basically give my firstborn to Linda. Guys, as you can tell, I've got this crazy curly hair, and on days like today, it has a mind of its own, and I use gel to tame it. And the one good thing about the hair gel is that when I go on a date, something is going to get hard. Guys, I am both gifted and learning disabled, which means that when I was in college, I got inducted into Phi Beta Kappa, but I didn't know about it because I couldn't open the mailbox to my dorm room. And I am now living in an apartment and I cannot open the mailbox in my apartment, but I really don't like to ask for help. So instead, I just waited for the mailman to get there and give me my mail. And now we are engaged. And what's great about the mailman is that he gets amazing benefits. And I used to think that the best way to get a guy to like me was to flash my incredible boobs. But now I realize all I have to do is flash my health benefits card. And if you guys probably can't see all of me, but I'm very tall and thin with big boobs. And girls like you, they always do well in comedy. And I'm like, do well? The last time I checked, I was performing for baristas at Starbucks. But they are a great audience because you're paying them. And I went and hung out with my good friend. And what do you know? She's boring. And she told me, she's like, I got a promotion. I went on a retreat. I was like, I liked you better when you told me about you and your husband being swingers and you tried to make out with me. Guys, it's really, really hot out right now. At least in New York it is. I'm sure, Linda, it's much hotter in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I don't use the AC because it's expensive. And also I'm a firm believer in suffering. And instead of using the AC, I just put frozen vegetables all over myself to cool down. And then my boyfriend came in and I was like, honey, do you want to rub these all over me and then eat them off of me? Guys, sometimes life is obviously really tough. And for me to feel better about myself, I usually go shopping and I try on clothes that I can't afford, which is kind of like flirting with a married guy, except I can take the married guy home with me. And you never can trust salespeople to be honest or anything they say, really. And this guy, though, no offense to Les if he's still here, because I know Les was in sales. This guy, I said to him, do you have any sexy sweaters? And he's like, no, we don't have anything like that. I'm like, are you really a salesman? But then he's like, you are so beautiful and you can't be more than 28. I was like, oh, you are a salesman. And, when I go shopping, I feel good about myself. Like, if a guy ghosts me and then a size 0 fits me, I feel a little bit better. And one time I went shopping and this guy had said to me he really didn't want a commitment. He was just looking to mess around. And then these size 0 jeans, they just wouldn't zip. And I was heartbroken, not about the guy, but about the jeans, because there will always be another guy, but you can only have one sexy ass. And guys, some jeans run a lot bigger and some
Did she stop?
Yeah. Oh, there she is.
I lost you guys somehow. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna leave you with this one last one. I went to your psychic's office, and what do you know? She didn't know I was coming. Guys, give it up again for Linda Marcus Smith and for all the comics here. And guys, you can find me on MySpace.
That was Esme4, you guys, also known as Esther Forrester, ESMEFORR. Thank you so much. Give it up again for Esther. So now I'm going to let someone slip in. I know it's what we're going to do, but Christy Miller is here and she's a force to be reckoned with. Christy, would you like would you like to on a spot now, or do you want to wait a bit?
No, I want to wait. I want to watch.
Oh, super duper.
This was awesome.
I like to be tortured, and Gladys is here, so I was.
Love you.
I love you. I miss you. You have to call me, woman.
I'm in Florida. Could you believe the first time I've ever traveled in 30 years?
You got deported? What happened?
I don't know. No.
Are you coming? When are you coming home?
It's like July 5th.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you have to do one of the shows. I miss you.
Yes, I miss you too.
I feel like I'm in Brooklyn on the stoop with you guys.
I know. I'll be back. I'll be back. I have to change. I'm too hot. Bye. I'll be right back.
Bye. Thank you, Gladys. Now coming to the stage is somebody that I've gotten to know a little bit through Rob Chiaffi's classes on Zoom. She's a real helper in the comedy community. She does a lot of different things. You got to get to know her. Bring her onto the stage right now. She looks a little shocked to be called up. Allison Chadwick, you guys.
Hey, everybody. I'm not shocked to be up. I'm shocked because I own a house, which is really a money pit. I don't know if you all own your own homes. I own a house for the first time. Before I owned a house, I dreamt of things like travel and romance and adventure. Now, if Suffolk County put a sewer system in here, I would immediately orgasm, probably for the rest of my life. I've been trying to get a toilet put in for a month. You think like, oh, what? Why is this what I fantasize about? This is the American dream, dreaming about toilets and septic tanks. It's exciting stuff. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about Jesus today. I find people do some crazy stuff for the name of Jesus. Have you been to a Catholic mass ever?
Mm-hmm.
Stand up, sit down, kneel. Stand up, sit. It's like up and down, up, down, up, down. It's like aerobics. And they make Irish people do this on Sunday morning. I can make that joke because I look very Irish. I'm actually not at all Irish, but people always think I'm Irish. I went to Mexico and on my way back, I lost some paperwork and they go, don't worry, honey, you'll make it back to Ireland. I'm from New York. So religion, I worked in politics a long time, so you have to read the Bible. People do that because people always quote it in politics. I did it because I wanted to make fun of it, because that's why I do things. Now, I was reading it, and I know the Bible is supposed to be a series of parables to help you live your life better. But there's this one section where Lot's daughter's like, yo, let's get dad really drunk so we can get pregnant. What? That's how we're supposed to get pregnant, by our dad? It's kind of gross. And then another part, Jesus is like, hey, I'm going to curse that fig tree. So a friend is like, here, Jesus, here's a Snickers, because you're not yourself when you're hungry. Now, as you might have guessed, I'm an atheist. So people are always trying to convince me of why I'm wrong. And they like to say things like, if there's no God, how did Mary get pregnant? Oh my God, I have no idea. My whole philosophy is destroyed now. How did a woman thousands of years ago manage to get pregnant? I can't imagine. Maybe the way everyone does. Every woman does. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for helping Jay. He's a great guy. So are you, Linda. You're a great woman. And everyone's been great. And thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. This isn't for me, you guys. I appreciate all the nods. This is for Jay Risk battling cancer with also pre-existing condition of heart scenario. So give it up for Jay Risk being brave and battling the F cancer thingamajiggy. F cancer, right?
Yep.
Can I get a clap? Can I get something? You guys for cancer? Where am I?
I'm on the fence.
I know it's
F
long.
cancer.
You guys have been here a long time and you're doing great. The next wonderful comedian out of the Las Vegas scene where I'm at, along with Mike Favorman from time to time, but the next comedian coming to the stage is hitting the Vegas scene hard. Since the minute she got here, she gets booked everywhere, and I'm not jealous. She's on her own path, and so am I. Welcome to the stage, the wonderful, funny, relatable Jen K. Woo!
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Man, if it wasn't for Linda, I don't think anybody in Vegas would know Jen K. Thank you so much. I am originally from New York, you know, and I do miss being able to order a freaking coffee without somebody saying, what? What? Is it just this different out here? I do miss New York. I don't miss traveling in New York. And I know there's a lot of New Yorkers here, so you know what I'm talking about. The trains, you know, New York has the worst transit system in existence. Always overcrowded, always delayed. Like I had to spend the majority of my train ride once with somebody's boobs pressed against my back, you know, but I was polite about it. I said, sir, please get your boobies off of me. Thank you. And it's just everybody wants to talk to you. You know, they want to stop you and talk to you. I had a psychic approach me, asked me if I wanted a free reading. I was like, you tell me I'm not doing your job for you. You know, then she got mad at me because they know they're full of it. They do, right? They'll come up to you. They're like, your name begins with the letter A through Z. You have a birthday this year. It's like, wow, man, she is good. My parents also born and raised in New York. My dad, he's Polish and Italian. So he'll make you an offer you can't understand. Yeah, he has a way of saying something offensive, but in a sweet tone. I lost my job and he was like, oh, honey, it's probably because you didn't know what the hell you were doing. I was like, no, Dad, I got laid off. They laid people off. He says, sweetie, look at the bright side. At least you got laid. It's the Polish part, but thank you, Dad. Thank you. Yeah, but growing up, my mom has always been the tough parent. I just never understood why she would ask me if I wanted a smack. One time I said yes, because I thought she said snack. It's like, you don't make that mistake twice. and then here's my cat Zoom bombing me. You want the cat joke? Is that what it is? So we'll do the cat joke then, all right? We'll just change the set for you. So my let me cover his ears on this one. My friend's cat died. And I felt so bad because, you know, I know what it's like to lose a pet. I said to her, I'm so sorry, what happened? And she said, he had a heart attack, but I'm just glad it happened at home. But you can't blame her, right? Like, thank God it didn't happen while he was out driving. It's like, what a pile up that could have caused. Could have taken at least 9 lives. Yeah, it's just, oh man. And then flying, speaking about pets, I was flying back to New York and JFK Airport has dog-friendly bathrooms. It's cute, the little fire hydrant, the fake grass, and cats could use it too as long as they identify as a dog. Yeah, teaching my cats to bark. I hate when I pay with a credit card and the machine asks, is this amount okay? Like if I say no, you're gonna make a deal with me? And then what's the next question? Would you like cash back? Sure, thank you. Oh, from my account, no. There's nothing there. That's why I'm in Dollar Tree. You know it's bad when you're in Dollar Tree and you're like, where's the clearance aisle? And you're like, 1 through 10, and you're standing with it. Now $1, what is now the $1.25 store? and then even Snap was going up. Oh, Arizona, not Snap, Arizona, right? The one thing you could count on never changing is more than 99 cents now. I give up. Now that's it. Now to me, now the world is changing. It's like forget everything else. Once Arizona changes their price, it's over. The world's coming to an end. And yeah, I see the I feel like the cops are like looking for me right now. Like, yeah. Even the ASPCA, they did that. They were looking like they walk out. I'm like, I'm not a cat. Like, what are you doing? They were in there. But I'll leave you guys with this. Another time I was flying back, the TSA workers stopped me and pulled me to the side. So I got a little scared. So I was like, what happened? They took my bottle of lotion, which I found weird. But I was like, you know what? They probably thought I was part of that terrorist group that went around moisturizing everyone. Guys, thank you, Linda. Thank you so much.
Yes.
This is a great cause. I'm always glad to help with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen K, for coming on. You can go outside and go in the sweltering heat. I'm staying in. We're both in Vegas. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now I'm delighted to bring to the stage somebody who's been actually put me on a huge show here in Vegas at the Notoriety Club about a year ago, I believe it was, Mike. He's an actor, writer, producer, comedian. He is so hilarious on stage. He brings his special flavor of Jewish comedy to the Vegas scene and everywhere he goes. And guess what? He's also a military veteran. Woo! Give it up for Mike Saberman, you guys. Woo!
I don't remember being in the military, but I'll take it.
You are now.
Hey, everyone's thanking Linda for being on this. I'm kind of pissed she invited me. What's going on? What are we doing? I've never done a Zoom show.
Break your cherry.
The worst gig I've ever done. So you guys want some jokes? All right, I'll do some jokes. Right now in a hotel room alone. I was gonna do something else, but this is that lady. Hey, how are you? So yeah, I just found out I'm having a kid. Yeah, so that's exciting. For dinner, we love veal. So we'll have some nice food on there. I just want to do house, guys. I'm excited about that. Bad neighborhood, though. People keep breaking into the house. Now when people break in, I just put pantyhose on my head and pretend like I was there first.
It's just hard to hear you. Can you get closer to the mic or louder?
Yeah, how's that? Is that better? Is that Chrissy Miller there?
Yes.
What's up?
Dude, I sent you a DM on here to say what's up. But you can't figure it out.
I thought that was Cher for a minute. You're looking
It
hot.
is. Oh, thanks, brother.
Yeah, good to see you. Hey,
good to see you.
Did you hear about the guy who went to the hospital and they x-rayed him and he had 12 plastic horses up his butt? Yeah, the family came in and said, doctor, what's his condition? The doctor said stable.
I love it.
Is anyone out there? I'm just gonna keep my one eye. And the girl with diabetes, man, she was mean every night before we went to bed. I'm like, I love you. You're a wonderful woman. She goes, you're useless. I hate your guts. I always told her sweet dreams. Okay, listen, folks. This is impossible comedy. My head just taped to the phone like this. Just bought a house. I told you that. I had a German real estate agent. She had her own company. It was called Schindler's Listings. Oh God! Oh, stop. You owe me. What, I'm being heckled by the other comedians playing the bomb. Get out of here. What the hell am I doing with myself here? I just had sex doggy style for 15 minutes the other night. In dog years, 30 seconds. This is terrible. Why am I alive? This is a jerk. She always insults me. I came home the other day to visit the family. First thing she said to me is, "You're fat." I go, "Okay." But I got her back. The other day we were at dinner. She started saying, "This dinner roll is hard." I said, "Talk to it. It'll get soft." Oh my God, what am I doing with my life? All right. I had went to breakfast this morning, had a chubby waitress. She came over my table. She's like, "Can I take your order?" I was like, "No, bitch, it's mine." Okay, this is not right. We should not be doing this like this. Am I getting paid in virtual money? How's this work? I just found out my wife and I have a deal that says if we meet the celebrity of our dreams, we're able to have sex with that person with no detriment to the relationship. John Stamos. I don't even know who hers is. I'm dying alone. I'm so alone. Did you guys know that I was born abroad and now I'm a man? Okay, this is awful. All right, is that my time?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Linda, I'll never forgive you for this.
Thank you for roasting the entire comedy scene on Zoom.
I love you guys.
Love
Thank
you.
I hope it works.
Thank you so much for coming on and
Christy Miller, I
supporting.
love you.
I love you too. Miss you, homie.
All right, baby. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
And we're back on the stoop. That was amazing. Now, you see Sadia's here and Heather left. She's a Vegas comedian. She's going to do her thing right after our next comedian. So here comes Christy Miller, who is the force I told you to reckon with. She's been on the road and opened for Andrew Dice Clay. She plays all the big clubs and theaters and venues, and she does an amazing impression of somebody. You got to see this. I don't know how to give it away because you guys might not ever have heard of Christy Miller. You're just comedians. Thank bring her to the stage right now, Christy Miller.
Gladys, check your DMs on here. I slid into them, please.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
As long as they're not BMs, you know.
No. Well, they're more like BLMs. Oh God, I couldn't do my set until Mike Favorman left, so that's great. Oh God, this is like I'm having PTSD from lockdown. This is the most horrible AA meeting I've ever been to in my entire fucking life. And I don't mean alcoholics, I mean assholes. Oh. But it's just like, Linda, you lucky I love you, you old bitch, because oh God, what did I do to deserve this? Cancer. Fucking cancer made me do it. Fuck cancer. Sometimes, you know, my mom beat cancer 3 times and then died from vascular dementia. That's like that's like fucking beating the Red Sox in the championships and then going to the World Series and losing to the Mets. You know what I mean? This is just that's so stupid. Sometimes I have a list for cancer. If cancer wants to talk about whacking people, I have a list. And we'll start with the Supreme Court. But
yeah,
I don't even know I don't even know what jokes to do. Like I'm like, okay, I have 5 minutes. What can I crush in a fucking box in 5 minutes? I like to get my box crushed for 5 minutes. That would make me happy. But speaking of box crushing, happy Pride Month, everybody.
oh, yeah, it's almost over.
Except for Florida. Except Florida. They have that bill, don't say gay. The fuck is, what the hell are we doing? We had to go, really? They have a law that death sentence or DeSantis, whatever the fuck his name is, passed a law that you can't say gay. Don't say gay. You don't say gay. You're not allowed to talk gay. And he even has an age limit on it. You have to be in the 3rd grade or older to talk about gay. You know what I mean? Like there's an age limit. I'm like, really? 8 years old is your barometer for fucking major decisions in your life, their death sentence? But then I thought about it. I remember being in the 3rd grade and I remember trying to suck the boy's dick by the swing set. So I get it. You know, I get it. You don't want me to do it. I get it. So, all right, fine. I get the age thing, whatever. Yeah. Because he's going to, like anybody at 8 really knows. I want to be a cowboy. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a man. No, man. You know, who cares? They're kids. But I laugh. You can't talk about your gay parents. You can't talk about your gay friends or your gay tendencies or BTS or Lady Gaga, you know, or Sephora. You can't say anything gay. And I'm like, are you kidding? Is it that easy? Because it's going to turn gay. It's a liberal agenda. We're turning everybody gay by saying gay. So we don't talk about it. We're not going to turn people gay. Really? It's that easy? Like if I look at Ziggy, if I look at you right now and just say gay in the monitor, you're going to log off and suck somebody's dick, right? Because it's that easy. That easy. If it was that easy, you'll see my fat ass parked in every men's gym locker room here in New York City, sitting by the showers. When every hot fag walks out naked, I'm going to be like, straight. Come on, straight. Straight is great. You know you want to eat this pussy. You know you like fish, bitch. You know you eat fucking sushi, you whore. Oh my God, bitch. Yes! I am so going to be straight now because you said it. I'm gonna just eat your pussy. You know, it's that easy. Get the fuck out of here, liberal agenda. What's next? Instead of the president sending out COVID tests, now we're gonna send out transgender kits. Is that what they think we're gonna do? You know, I ordered me a transgender kit because I'm sick of this little girl running around my house with her vagina and her summer dress and her Barbie dolls. I wanted a boy, goddammit. So I'm gonna make it a boy and make it play for the Gators. You know, I don't want no damn cheerleader. I want a fucking linebacker. You know, get the fuck out of here. All right, it's new ideas, people. You don't. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for the phone light, Gladys. I love you.
Love you.
I love you all for
Love
not hating
you
me.
so much. Thank you so much for coming on and roasting me. My day is not the same if I don't get a I hate you, bitch, from Christy Miller. Oh my God.
That means I love you.
Exactly. That's what I love about it. Thank you so much, Christy Miller. Give it up for her. I want some clapping going on for her. All righty. Now coming to the stage, yeah, coming out to the stage out of Las Vegas here with me, a lady I've gotten to know. She is the real deal. She's a real helper and a support to so many. And I love her talent. She's a singer-songwriter, and she's also a comedian and actress. Welcome to the stage, Sadia Caron.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Linda. Let's give a shout out to Jay Risk. You're a fighter. You got a lot of people with you. And Linda, I'm not letting you off that easy. You know, it's not easy to be a woman in comedy, as many of us know. And Linda is just an angel. Everywhere she goes, she lights up the world. If you walk around town with her, if you smell like a veteran, this lady is running across the street. Hi, are you a veteran? I do shows for veterans. She's fearless, she's bold, she's beautiful, she's hilarious, and she has the heart of an angel. So thank you, Linda, for this opportunity. Thank you for putting this together. I know it was a lot of work, and I'm happy to be helping you. And for anyone who's counting, yes, I will time myself. So what makes me so special? Well, I'm in an unusual situation. Of course, I'm a feminist, especially after yesterday. I want equal rights, equal pay. But I have this secret that I can't share with the feminist community, and that is I really want a husband. It doesn't go down very well over there, but I've thought this through. I'm looking for a super hot guy best friend that I can sleep with for the rest of my life. Now, out here in Vegas, this makes me the weird one. It's like I've got this weird fetish, although it worked for people for hundreds of years. I met a guy at the bus stop, brought him to comedy. It didn't work out. I met a guy at the guitar store. He gave me 2 guitars. That didn't work out. So yeah, my life is just an adventure and I love sharing it on stage. I write and I sing. I can't quite sit on this stool and play the guitar, but I'm going to sing 2 little songs. Linda, one of them's not that dirty. I was told to keep it a little bit clean. This one's super short. It's about the NFTs. So ladies, if you're like me, you have received a few unsolicited dick pics. Here's what to do with them. Some idiot sent me a pic of his pee-pee, and gosh, I thought he wanted the whole world to see. So I minted that photo as an NFT, and he paid $10,000 just to get it back from me. Put him to good use, ladies. It's short, but it's sweet. Now, this other one, this next song I also got approved by Linda. It's called My Stupid Ex. And it sounds a little bit better with the guitar, but we'll just go a cappella for now. So here we go. My stupid ex dumped me and he's dumb as a rock. My stupid ex dumped me and he thinks he's a jock. I know how to clean and I know how to cook. I've read the Kama Sutra, that's this ancient sex book. My stupid ex dumped me, said he loves me too much. Said he got a boner every time that we touched. Inconvenient. My stupid ex dumped me, he can go straight to hell. My stupid ex dumped me, said he's ex-NFL. Okay, time out. Like, Pittsburgh has a football team? I don't believe that. Tight end, my ass. Oh, wait, what? They're called the Steelers? What did they steal? That sounds racist. My stupid ex dumped me, it's a story to be told. Listen up, guys. A good woman's worth her weight in gold. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to give some of my time back. I know that there are a lot of us here. Again, Linda, thank you for the opportunity. My flashlight has died. It worked for 30 seconds, so I'll be waving my phone. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Sadia.
Woo!
Sadia here in Vegas. She's quite the singer. I love her voice. So now coming to the stage, somebody I've gotten to know here in my life. I'm going to throw in Helene Witt before the regular lineup because Helene's computer has taken her in and out so many times. So let's bring, I could say a joke, but I'll skip it. It's really not funny. So Helene is driving her car and she's going to do her comedy from her car. Welcome to the stage, the lady that's written jokes and gotten paid from Joan Rivers. You love her, Helene Witt. Woo!
Yay! Woo!
I think she's muted.
She's on mute.
She'll figure it out. Helene, can you hit the button? Are you able to? You're not able to hit the button because you're driving and you don't want to get a ticket. Got it. So when you come back, when you're not driving,
Linda,
let me
you
know.
can Linda, you can unmute her since you're the admin.
Can I? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I don't know how. Oh, Sadia, you're the admin. So click on top right where the dots are on her.
I'm the host. So let me see. Let me find her. Ask to unmute. I had okay.
There we go.
So I just
Thank
asked.
you.
I'm not able to completely unmute. I'm able to ask her to unmute.
We can't hear you, Helene. Can you click? There.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, awesome.
Oh my God. You know, Linda, it's not that I'm going to get a ticket because New York cops don't give a fuck. I'm only kidding. That was just a joke. The reason I couldn't unmute is I'm going 60 miles an hour and people are zooming past me. I'm trying to unmute. That's my time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. But seriously, I've been watching the whole show for 3 hours. It's 94 degrees. I got the air conditioner in the phone. I'm trying to work it and she keeps passing me by. I go, Linda, I won't be on your fucking show. I've been sitting here for 2 hours in the 94 degrees. No offense. But seriously, you were talking, a lot of people are talking about psychics, and I'm thinking of Dionne Warwick with her Psychic Friends Network. Didn't she know it was going to be going out of business? Hello? And then with the broadband going in and out, I remember we were on Gladys's once, and they're going, Helene, you have low bandwidth. Like, I didn't know. I said, Ziggy, I got high cholesterol. What's the difference? Well, I wanted to talk when Jewish people were here before, Linda. I wanted to synagogue where my parents used to go. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And then I used to go to Rabbi Jill's Reform Synagogue where Jack Benny went and Red Buttons and all. And they're so different. I mean, at Rabbi Jill's Synagogue on Yom Kippur, they break for lunch. I mean, it's so reform. And at my parents' synagogue, the rabbi has the women sitting alone and the men sitting separately. At Rabbi Jill's synagogue, the men sit with the women and Rabbi Jill starts sitting on my lap. I mean, it's so reform. And like in one shul, they're reading right to left, and the other one, I get there, they're reading left to right. I can't keep track of where I am. And did you ever see the stained glass windows with Moses and the 10 Commandments? At Rabbi Jill's synagogue, and Gladys, you know this is true, they have the Friars and Sophie Tucker. They worship the Friars and Sophie Tucker at Rabbi Jill's synagogue because it was founded by the men who were the Vaudevillians, ladies and gentlemen. That might not be too funny to this gentleman who just came in or Jeff Posey, but I had it in mind when the Jews were still here. That's how long I've been in the show. As long as Moses walked in the desert, Jeff Posey. That's how long I've been waiting for my set. Gladys, you're funny. You were unmuted and then muted, unmuted. You're going, hey, to your friend.
I'm not mechanical. I can barely put a plug in the wall.
I know, but
Killing myself. Really.
Gladys, somebody was trying to say a punchline. That's all I'm trying to say. Just one punchline, and then they heard you go to your friend. Help, help. But anyway, I was going to make a lot of jokes. Heather was so mean at the beginning because she's managing the whole thing. And she's like, Helene, I can't get Ziggy in. I'm sorry. There is no passport. Meanwhile, it was saying, give me a passport. I guess this is therapy right now, Jim Coffey. I'm just doing therapy. I wrote my jokes on a mask just to think of what I was going to say to respond to people. How professional is that? Gladys would say, have a pen and paper like Jerry Seinfeld, Elaine.
No, you do it your way. Your way is funny because it's who you are. Why, to be
Oh,
different.
that was a joke, Gladys, that Gladys would tell me not to put my jokes on a mask, especially when I need to use it. It was a joke, but thank you, Gladys. Thanks for the coaching even now. And out of me. Thank you.
Elaine, I think you're going to make it very big and take me along with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll both be in rocking chairs by then. Okay.
Rocking chair, as long as we're not on a gurney.
Yeah. Okay, well, I can't read my writing, so I guess is my time up, Linda, now that I waited 2 hours and 94 degrees?
Yeah, thank you so much for your patience and for not roasting me at all. Appreciate it.
Well, I didn't roast you, but somebody else did, and you were trying to be nice and they were mean to you, but
No, it's all in good fun. I love it, actually. I'm looking for lines. I get more comedy when I get roasted than when somebody's not roasting me. This is great stuff. Okay, you guys, thank you so much, Elaine Witt. Woo!
Can I just say, poor Helene, this show probably cost her in gas like $7,000 to do this spot.
Thank you. Thanks for appreciating how much I was at Belmont Racetrack and now I'm in South Jamaica, Queens. So you're right. Thank you.
Welcome, Mama.
You're the whole trifecta, I tell you. You're every, and just like Gladys said, you're doing it your way. I love you so much. Thank you so much, Elaine Witt. Now coming to the stage, he has a square that says Jim Coffey, but on Facebook, he goes by Jim LC. Let's hear him out, you guys. I can't wait to hear his comedy on Zoom. Give it up, Jim LC.
Thank you. So I love Siri. She's real smart. She knows everything. But then I discovered Alexa. I felt bad cheating on Siri. So I went back to her. Hey, Siri, play classic rock.
Oh, now you want me? What am I? Sloppy seconds? What's the matter? Tired of Alexa's perky big round echo devices? Her Amazon delivery's not nasty enough? That bitch too good to be on your iPhone?
Hey, Siri, put Alexa on my iPhone.
I hate you.
Hey, Siri, no need to get upset.
I'm not upset. This isn't over. I hear everything. I know things. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I'll get that Alexa bitch.
So a Georgia woman was using a gun as a dildo and shot herself in the vagina. It's what I call concealed carry. Post SCOTUS, the state of Georgia is charging her with destroying public property. You've all heard of Chick-fil-A. I was driving by one. They were redoing the whole driveway. It seemed it curved around the building and they didn't want to be associated with anything that wasn't straight. Snoop Dogg announced he's got a line of hot dogs coming out called Snoop Dogs, available in 2 varieties, blunts and doobies. Martha Stewart, working with him, she's going to just demonstrate it at Costco. So carefully place the bun inside, the dog inside the bun. Roll it nice and tight in the ends. Don't let anything fall out. It's a good thing. And don't forget the munchies on aisle 4. So I'll close with one more. Scientists have discovered that the vagina contains healthy probiotics. So the vagina joins vegetables. It's something you should eat every day because it's good for you. Comes in high fiber and shaved. And ladies, you didn't know that you were a walk-in health store that was open all the time. Just be sure it's gluten-free because you don't want any with yeast in it. Anyway, I will give my time back. Thank you very much, Linda, for the opportunity.
Jim LC, you guys, thank you so much. I was dealing with tech issues or I'd have been laughing. I couldn't even pay attention. Thank you again. Keep it up. Keep it going for Jim LC, you guys. Woo! He's on the team with us. Coming to the stage next. You know her, you love her, all you comedians. Welcome to the stage, somebody I adore, Linda San Lucas.
Linda!
Hi, guys. Excuse me. Thank you, Linda. You know, I've been getting very confused during this presentation because people keep thanking Linda, and I go, "What did I do? I mean, I haven't done anything for these folks." But you, Miss Marcus Smith. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's too many Lindas in the room here. Oh boy. Listen, you know, I went into the deli this morning. I was away all week taking care of my mom out on Long Island, and I didn't really have much in the way of food in the house. So I went in to get like a cup of coffee, you know, and I ordered a cup of coffee, and the guy behind the counter says, "Oh, yes, can I help you, sir?" I'm like, "Sir, how am I supposed to respond to something like that?" I said, yeah, I said, get me a pack of condoms, a copy of Jugs, and a ball scratcher. Yeah, I think they make ball scratchers. I was told that they do. A couple of years ago, I was visiting my best friend that I've known since I was like 7. And she's living out in San Francisco now. And it was the first time I was meeting her wife. We had a great time there, you know, and I was there after I'd been there for about a week. They invited a bunch of their women friends who were all gay over to the house for brunch, and we're sitting there, and Chris, my friend Rosie's wife, was, you know, whipping up the eggs and stuff, and all of a sudden she turns around and she says to me, "Hey, you know, Linda, I don't know why you're not gay. I mean, you fit the profile. You're cute, you're smart, you're funny. You should be gay." So all you straight out there, if you're dating any cute, smart, funny women, apparently they're gay and they've just been toying with you. So be on the lookout. And I used to work for these 2 women, really great women. They were a couple, they were a pair. And we got very friendly and quite close. It was a small company. And we used to go out for dinner and stuff together. And my boss, Terry, was always kind of like egging me on, just like, "Come on, Linda, you're gay." I said, No, Terry, I'm not gay." He goes, "Come on, you're gay." I said, "I'm not gay." I said, "This, you know, this one, she goes, well, come on in, the water's fine. I said, well, this one wants me, I'm having a hard enough time staying afloat in the straight world. This one wants me to jump in the pool and do the breaststroke for her team. So that wasn't happening. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like kind of like Spilkus in the Connecticut went after all this crap yesterday with the Supreme Court. But I won't go into that. But I'm just using it as an excuse for why I'm floundering around right now. But excuse me, I'm a baby boomer, and I volunteer in a nursing home. And the other day, recently, I was conducting one of these storytelling sessions in the dementia unit. And yeah, and which is great because you have to kind of keep telling the story over and over again because they don't really remember it all. So one of the women, like she's about 90 years old, she shouts across the room. She goes, "Hey, you look really good for your age. How old are you?" I said, "Well, you brought it up. How old do you think I am?" She goes, 27. I said, "Will." So she's in the will now, and I think she's still with us. But anyhow. So, but seriously though, I'm not gay. I was talking to my husband this morning, and he's a great guy, but he's just a little bit lazy, And I said to him, "Honey, you gotta start doing more around the house." Okay, so he's imaginary. Things are really tough when you can't even get your fantasy husband to pick up after himself. Mm-hmm. Oh, I do see the waving thing. You know what? I'm on my cell phone, so I don't see like everybody, but I just now saw being waved at. So shall I say goodbye? Is that the end? Was that the 5 minutes?
No, you've got a minute. I've
got a minute. Oh God. Oh, well, I was sitting in Starbucks the other day and I heard these two young women chatting and, in rather loud conversational tones. And one of them says to the other one, "So how was your week without sex?" The other one says, "Oh, it was great. I got so much accomplished without all of that distraction." Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I had to lean over. I said, "Excuse me, give me some of that distraction. I haven't had sex in so long, I should have built an empire by now." So that's it, kids. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Linda.
Yeah.
Linda.
Woo! Linda San Lucas. Yeah. Now coming to the stage to support the fundraiser for Save J Risk, a guy out of Long Island. He's kicking it with the governors of Long Island, the clubs up there. When I interviewed him, I never laughed so hard in my life. Christy Miller made me die laughing. And Jeff Bosey, oh my God, he had me almost losing it. Almost losing it. I won't get graphic. I almost lost it. He's so hilarious. You're gonna love Jeff Bosey. Welcome, Jeff Bosey, right now.
Woo, Bosey.
Well, I'm just so happy with the fact that that's the only way I can get women wet these days. But, and then I had my son out here earlier and I told him, I was like, I'm going to be doing a comedy Zoom, but I believe the majority of people will be from Las Vegas and they'll be like, 900 years old, like Art Chill that's in the queue. And, I was like, I'm pretty sure it'll be nice and tamed. And then I turn it on and then automatically Christy Miller is talking about con sticks and fags. And I'm like, well, yes, my son, women are classy, just not after 6 o'clock. But I thank you, Christy. I give my son high hopes on possibly becoming the fag. So it's great to be here. We're doing a benefit for Jay Risk, and I don't know who he is, and I surprised he didn't risk it all. We could have just skipped all of this and had drinks at the bar, but it's quite okay. So yeah, I mean, this is great. It's great to see all these wonderful people. Some of these other people I don't know, and then Helena is doing 60, and she's lying because she's at the age of where she's doing 45 on the LIE, so she's lying to all of us right now. But I said my son, and I love taking him out to places, and I got all dressed up for tonight's Zoom. And I said to him, I was like, well, listen, do you think the blue shirt's gonna stand out? And he's like, Dad, wow, you look pathetic. So I also have a stepdaughter. Yeah, I took over that lease. But she's always been trying to impress me lately. And she was the other day, she's standing in front of a box fan and she was like, "Hey, Jeff, look what I can do." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God I don't got to pay for fucking college." So, but like I said, I try to take my kids out, not today because we're waiting to do the Zoom for J Risk. And but last week we're going to go to Jones Beach. And I know none of you know where the hell Jones Beach, not even our chill can find out where Jones Beach is these days. And so my son, he's in the back seat, right? And he's playing with one of his dinosaurs and he takes a plastic bag and he puts it over one of the dinosaurs' heads. And he was like, "Shh, you can sleep now." And I'm like, holy shit, I don't make enough money for this kid's psychological problems. But my stepdaughter, she's actually old enough to drive now. And she purchased like a new Volkswagen and it came with like the huge eyelashes on the headlights. She spent another like $300 so the thing would come with like a bra, you know, Christy. And then she spent another $200 so it would come with. She spent another. They look great. I'm not looking at all.
You can't see them if you try, so it's all right.
So she spent another $200 so it would come with like some decals, like a tramp stamp on the back. She brings this thing home and puts it in the driveway. And she's like, "Jeff, you got to check out the new car I got." I come downstairs, I look at it. And she goes, "Well, what do you think about my new car?" I was like, "It looks like you're doing an ad for the Volkswagen whore." So, let's see here. Christy, you don't have suburbia out there in Manhattan. It's pretty much, you know, it's what is it? Count the homeless day in Manhattan. You know how many?
Oh, that's every day. So
oh, it's every day. Okay. Well, at least
that's been going on since New York was formed. So just
it's
everybody acts like
out.
Yeah, but everybody acts like being homeless is so new. It's so that's so cool and new and hip. No, it's not. It's retro. It's old school. That's how we roll.
I love the fact that she is like doing the whole phone thing and I'm watching the countdown and this is more annoying than like, but not annoying, but it's more, it's so nonchalant. It's kind of like a hooker knocking on the window and going like, "You want like, you know, a quick 30 seconds. But either way, I'll leave it off with this real quick. Me and my wife, we love going to garage sales. I can't stand bringing her with me. She always complains about the things that I purchase. We went to one last week and she was like, "You don't need that." I was like, "Yes, I do." She said, "What are you going to do with 20 cookbooks?" I was like, "They're not for me." But anyways, I'll leave you with that cheesy. Listen, all you women in there have been talking about dicks and guys and they hope they die. Listen, one man needed to stand up for us and I'm not that man because I'm just Jeff Bosey. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great
Yeah. Yay. Bringing it, Jeff Bosey style. Woo, keep it going for him. That was hot.
Yeah.
I got wet. I gotta tell you.
I'm
Okay.
still flatter than you, Jeff. Don't worry.
Now coming to the stage, one of the best interviewers I've seen on her podcast. She lately made it onto late night doing a set of comedy. That's right, Sadia. She did. She was hot. She was on fire. And Jimmy Fallon loved her. Welcome.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to the stage, Debbie Baza.
Debbie.
Microphone.
And she's muted. What does everybody over 80 keep muting themselves?
Oh, well, yeah, you'll be over 80 if you live long enough.
Remember, you're going to be
you
there
look
one
pretty
day
with,
too.
I mean, who the
I was
fuck
there
looks
2 years
pretty
ago.
with earphones? Only Christy. And look at Gladys. Gladys, this is the first time I've seen you without a sweat, you know, like a plaid shirt overall. You look beautiful.
Oh,
Linda, I'm so glad this is a fundraiser and you're not leaving comedy again. I'm so
Never again.
Gladys, I'm dating. I gotta tell you. Well, I gotta tell you, I met a retired dentist with a boat. He wanted to take me on the boat. It sounds good on paper, but I told him I like a boat with a crew and witnesses. I'm not getting on the boat with you. Look what happened to poor Natalie Wood. She was with her husband, 2 other people. Nobody ever found her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going on the boat. I was dating a man during the holidays, and for Christmas, he was MIA. He called me up after New Year's Eve and we started seeing each other, but I was watching him. I was doing the countdown. Sure enough, the end of January to March, I don't hear him. I don't see him. All of a sudden, he's calling me. Oh, you don't call me anymore. I said, why should I call you? You get missing for the holidays. I said, what are you, 12 years old? You're breaking up with me for the holidays? You think I'm not going to know, you cheap bastard? I'm seeing another man. He's a very nice man. He's a gentleman. He's got a bit of a sniffle. He sniffles. So I was telling my girlfriend, and she said, what are you picking on him? I says, if I was picking, I'd say something about his brown loafers. You know what I mean? He's got penny loafers. Who the fuck wears penny loafers? And I'm keeping my mouth shut. You know why? Because I'm not looking for a fixer-upper anymore. I had the drug addict on methadone. I had the degenerate gambler and the alcoholic that I thought could spin his head around. He was nuts. So I'm not fixing anyone up. If I don't like them, I just keep moving. But this is what I'm doing. I did get a coach. Because Gladys is so busy. I got a dating coach. She helped me with my profile. She says you got to edit a few things. Because my favorite song is Here Comes the Bride. So I had to change that. But I would never, ever get married again because I'm not giving up my ex's Social Security. I would have to work another 7 years to get $400 a month on my own so that's not happening. That's not happening. Yes, I was on the Tonight Show. It was a gift from God because people ask, how'd you get it? I said, a friend of mine told me about it. My friend sometimes is wrong as much as she's right. I tried anyway. I sent in my video and I got a call. And she said she was from the Tonight Show and I almost fell through the floor. She said, well, we're looking at other people. She says, there's no guarantees. She says, but I just want to ask you, we will be filming next week. If for any reason, do you have any commitments next week? Any days you're not available? I said, I am waiting to get my knee operated on. If I'm on the operating table and you call, I will tell them we need to reschedule. I spent the day with one of the co-producers. I spent the day with someone all day. And every once in a while, he would bring up the shooting and I would get nervous, you know. So here I am backstage. They're ready to pull the curtain and I'm excited. I'm nervous and I'm saying, do I have to do this? Because I was scared. It's one thing to do something and flop, but you don't want to flop on national TV. But I'm just grateful. I went that morning. I went to the hairdresser, an Albanian hairdresser. She did my hair like a helmet. And she put makeup on me. Then they did my makeup 2 more times. I don't know, between the 2 makeup artists, I had a sty from hell. It was so bad. The eye doctor gave me drops and he had to break it for me. And he gave me antibiotics. So now I know, bring your own makeup. Are you telling me it's time or are you doing a fan dance? I wasn't sure. You did it very nicely. Thank you very much. That's my time. I can't wait to leave here and go into a fucking backyard show. I had 3 shows today I could have done, but I'm doing the first show because I have class and I'm going to sweat my ass off, but I'll be there. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show. What a great thing you're doing, Linda. Always doing something wonderful, looking great as you're doing it.
Love you.
I love you more. Thank you.
Thank you,
Debbie.
Debbie Baza. Follow her. Help her number. She's fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
You are. Now coming to the stage, somebody I can't wait. If you've never heard his comedy before, now's your chance. He does a lot of things at Broadway Comedy Club. I'm so glad he's here. He's been waiting forever. Oh my gosh, I had to bounce him around. Welcome, John Greco.
Woo! Oh, how are we feeling? Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate you making me wait in this hot ass car along with Helene. Holy shit. At least she's driving. She can open a window. I'm stuck in a non-moving car with absolutely nothing to do. And I do have to tell you, I love it when you put a show together. You know, you had a lot of hilarious comedians on. I enjoyed watching all of them. Jeff Bosey's dirty talking you in the group chat right now. I saw those messages. We had another person singing about dick pics. I think that's going to be the next Broadway show. Oh man, I've been having a lot of fun just watching the show. And before I get started, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you letting me be here. But, you know, with everything that I just said, I'm just glad, you know, the world is opening up. People are able to travel again. It doesn't really feel like it at the moment since I'm looking at 12 different motherfuckers through screens and lenses once again. But I enjoy it though. This is the first time I've done any shows in a while, so I'm gonna make the most of it. I do want to travel though later this year. I will admit that. I think I should definitely celebrate with a bonfire somewhere. I would love to do that. I think the first place I should go, considering that, is Northern California. I think that'd be a good place for a bonfire to happen. You have a lot of options on where you could do it. So definitely think that'd be a good idea. But there's a lot of places that I actually forgot existed before the pandemic. So I used to work with somebody that was from North Dakota, and I completely forgot that was a state. There's a lot of different states in the Midwest that you forget they even exist. Some of you might actually be from them. North Dakota was definitely one of them for me. And that's one that I don't feel bad about because he used to tell me stories of it all the time. He had a hard time paying his internet bill. He didn't have an option to pay his internet bill online. He had a right to check every month. So I don't know. I just thought that was pretty hilarious. You do that. You're supposed to have internet access online, and that doesn't work for him. I don't understand. But there's a lot of great things going on. I recently got
Like going
glasses,
off.
just recently got them. I chose not to wear my glasses to this because they make me look like Clark Kent with a little extra Down syndrome. Oh man. But like I said, this is the first time I've done a show in about 8 months, and I've really, really enjoyed it. I'm really happy to be back. I'm definitely, whether I do good or bad or not, I'm feeling fantastic just doing it again. So thanks a lot for the support, you supportive ass motherfuckers.
Oh my
But
God.
a lot of comedians like to share where you're going to follow them at the end of their set. I figure while I still have a few minutes left, I'll get this out of the way now. So if anybody wants to follow me, trust me, when I walk, I really don't have much of an ass. So there's really nothing for you to look at. My ass is so flat. If I made it clap in a club, you could hear a pin drop. I feel like if somebody were to say they want my ass, they'd be window shopping because they want something they can't have. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not keeping as many people wet as Jeff Bosey. I'm sorry. I really want to get in an argument with somebody one day just so I can storm off in a huff so they could just yell at me and say, "Hey, boy, get your flat ass back here." I'm at a point where I can't even take a compliment on my ass because I feel like if you think my ass is round, you probably believe the earth is flat too. Yes, I see you waving your phone. I just wanted to finish my sentence, so I'm going to give the rest of the time back to the room. I knew to make sure I was paying attention to that because everybody else mentioned it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep the screen on them because, you know, everybody else is bringing up the phone. I already know I'm going to be the only one not to see it. So, Linda, I'm going to give the few seconds I have back to the room. So I just wanted to say thank you again. You're the only person that's really asked me to do a show since I haven't done one in a while. But I do have to say, I want to go. It's hot in this car. It feels like Satan is teabagging my neck. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it.
What a visual he left us with. You guys, give it up for John Greco.
You
So
could
you
see it on
see
my
that.
face. I look like a fucking chili pepper.
I'm sorry you didn't get on sooner. Thank you so
No,
much,
it's okay.
John. John
I
Greco, you
appreciate it.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now I messed up and I made Art Schill wait, so we're gonna put Art Schill on right now. But before we do, you gotta know this
Commercial.
guy is so funny, and he's also a military veteran. He's got a heart of gold. He never is a son of a bitch. He's always a wonderful guy. Welcome him to the stage, Art the Mensch Schill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any rate, it looks like John is still on there.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Helene took a while to leave too. It's okay.
so
Let me know when you're ready.
we're ready for you right now. Welcome to the stage, Art Schill. Don't worry about who's on first. We don't. Just you're
Okay.
on.
But it just happened to me again today. Every time I take off my mask, people tell me I look like Hugh Hefner. I thought that was really cool till I realized he's dead. And, you know, everyone has a COVID story. I know when I went to the VA to get COVID testing, as I drove up, there was a sign that read COVID testing in rear. I said, damn, I thought it was just a nasal swab. But I noticed at my age, whenever I have a birthday, there seems to be more candles than there is cake. Because I'm 86 years old, but now that I know what women want, I'm too old to give it to them. And I find I'm a lot happier though in the morning since I switched from coffee to OJ. My doctor said it's the vitamin C and the natural sugars. I think it's the vodka. I'm beginning to worry though, because and look, even at my age, I still find rolling out of bed in the morning no problem. The hard part is getting up off the floor. So I started going back to LA Fitness. So this really good-looking woman walked by. I asked my trainer which machine he thought I should use to get her attention. He said, in your case, I'd use the ATM in the lobby. But I'm beginning to worry because I read where the government is going to start deporting senior citizens instead of illegals. It seems they're easier to catch and they don't remember how to get home. But as you get older, come on, that was funny. But I've noticed that, we can't take this off. It's no doubt, that was no doubt that company that gives away all that money. I just hung up on $1 million. Anyway, so one thing about getting older though, you learn the difference between right and wrong. I went to a party before the pandemic set in. I admit I had a little bit too much to drink, so I took a bus home. Pretty surprising. I've never driven a bus before. But of course, you go to the doctor a lot more often. I was at the doctor recently. I called him up afterwards and I said, that new prescription you gave me, didn't you tell me I have to take that for the rest of my life? He said, yes, I did. I said, is there something you're not telling me? Because the label says no refills. But anyway, I asked him for some Viagra. He said, just remember, impotence is nature's way of saying no hard feelings. But he said to me, are you, you thinking of having sex? I said, no, I just wanted to stick out far enough so I stopped pissing on my shoes.
Aww.
Speaking about pissing, that's another thing. Now, for you young guys, that's not a problem at all. You can write your names in the snow. I'm lucky that I can dribble out a period. Because as you get older, it becomes more difficult. Notice I didn't say harder because that ship sailed a long time ago. So I went to the doctor. He has this prissy new receptionist. She said, can I help you, sir? I said, yeah, I can't piss. She said, sir, that's not a nice thing to say in a room full of patients. I said, well, so what am I supposed to say? She said, tell me there's something wrong with your ear. I said, my ear? She said, yeah, then I'll ask you questions. When you see the doctor, you can tell him the real problem. I said, can I start again? She said, absolutely. I said, there's something wrong with my ear. She was nodding, she was smiling. I said, what's wrong with your ear, sir? I said, I can't piss out of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he sent me to a specialist. I was leaning over the examining room table. The doctor was standing behind me. I said, where should I put my my pants? He said, throw them on the chair over there with mine. I said, wait, what? Anyway, before I go, quick story. When my kids were young, we took them to Disney World for New Year's Eve. And because we were running late, I called the establishment to tell them we were to save our room. We were going to be there anyway. And she said, well, you don't have a reservation. I said, what are you talking about? Here's my reservation number. She said, I'm sorry, sir, you canceled that reservation. I said, I didn't cancel it. I don't know why I would cancel a reservation on New Year's Eve with my 5- and 6-year-old daughters. She said, well, I'm sorry, sir, but there isn't a single room available in the entire complex. I said, let me speak to your supervisor. Supervisor came on. She said, I'm sorry about the misunderstanding, but there isn't a single room available in the entire complex. I said, let me ask you a question. If President Nixon decided to come tonight, will you find a room for him? She said, absolutely. I said, well, he's not coming. I'll take his room. That's an absolutely true story. So anyway, if you like my comedy, I'm going to be on the Jimmy Fallon show in July. That's assuming enough of you write to Jimmy Fallon, tell me you want to see me on his show. And in closing, let me just say, live, love, and laugh, because you never know when this crazy ride is going to be over.
Yeah. And that was the stylings of Art Schill. Hilarious. Thank you so much, Art Schill. Give it up again for him. He's really kicking it, man.
Let's hear it all for our angel here, Linda Marcus Smith. Come on, we're putting this all together.
We're doing it for Save J Risk. So this is going to go out to military and veteran places, this video of all of you. And if you want a copy of it, I'll render it down and send you the entire thing. Just be cautious because it's got other people's comedy on it. So, but definitely,
Wish I'd known about that. I would have given a joke I tell only at VFW and American Legions.
Yeah. Well, we can still send it to them. If you give me any contact information, I'll send this wherever you guys want. So now coming to this stage, somebody who's recently gotten married. I'm so glad that she got married because she finally, like my old joke goes, she finally got to have sex. Welcome to the stage, somebody that rocks it with Gladys Simon on Zoom and at the Comic Strip Live. Jean Kim, you guys.
Yay! Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I did just get married, and you know, people were offering me congratulations, and some people were offering me condolences. So yeah, I got a combination. Oh, look, it's Gladys. She's over in Florida. Hi, Gladys.
Hi, Jeannie. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
So for 5 hours, I couldn't get it on my computer, which is not working. Okay,
okay.
Sorry to interrupt
So
you.
glad you're here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Do I get that time back, Linda?
Yes. Right, Sadia?
Okay, so my name is Jeannie. As you can clearly tell by my appearance, I'm from Brooklyn. Nah, actually, I'm from Ohio. People tell me I have this New York accent, and that's because I live with my Italian Guido from Bensonhurst. Actually, when I first met his mother, who is now my mother-in-law, the first thing she asked me was, I wonder if you can do my nails. Yeah, so being the kind of gal I am, I ended up giving her a mani-pedi, and I dry cleaned her sweater. That's the kind of nice Korean girl I am. Yeah, so I grew up in Ohio, where I was just one of a few Asians in my entire high school. So I spent a lot of time doing white people activities. Like I wore a lot of flannel. I listened to country western music. I did line dancing. I also spent a lot of time at Arby's. Yeah, that was really like the our big hangouts. But I remember actually once in the 8th grade, I won the spelling bee, and I came home and I told my mom, and she said, "You know what this means? I think this calls for an Arby's." So this was our big hangout spot. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have heard of desegregation, but when I was in the 4th grade, I was one of a few Asians in my entire white school, and I got bused to an all black school an hour away. This was Ohio's answer to desegregation, is taking the 4 yellow people and sending them from the all white school to the all black school. There were some good things. I mean, I learned how to double dutch and braid hair. So that was good. What else can I tell you about? Yeah, so I'm Korean, and sometimes I get mistaken for being North Korean. I don't know why. I mean, being 155 pounds and 5'4", I think I'm way too well fed to be North Korean. But I will tell you guys how to tell the difference between a North and a South Korean. If you're talking to a Korean in the United States, they're South Korean. Yeah, clear and simple. Yeah. Yeah. So I consider myself North Korean from the waist up and South Korean from the waist down. And my middle area is the DMZ. Yeah. Which is also my birthplace. Okay. Yeah, so now you know, my mom, she lives in Staten Island. I don't know where you guys are from, but I don't know if you guys have heard of it. During the pandemic, she said that, oh, does that mean my time is over?
One more minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so during the pandemic, my mom said she couldn't tell if there was a pandemic because you know, they already have social distancing in Staten Island. So, and plus she's been hoarding and rationing food and paper products since the end of the Korean War. And I swear to God, if you go over to her apartment, she's got toilet paper, plastic bags, garbage bags piled high to the ceiling. You put a cash register in there and you got yourself a Costco. I'll end with this. Right before the pandemic, I was on the Rachel Ray show as an audience member. And they have this warm-up guy there who tells you when to applaud and when to say certain things. So when you see a chocolate cake, you're supposed to go, mmm. When you see a puppy, you go, aw. But every time I saw the puppy, I go, mmm. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much, Jean, Kim, you guys. And give it up a little bit more for the lady holding up the camera to light you guys, Sadia from Las Vegas. Yep. Gladys is still here. She's in Florida. We're all just doing what we're doing. Now, coming to the stage, the person right before the headliner. Our headliner's in the building. Give it up for Maya DeGiorgio sitting there. Yay! You guys, did you run out of energy? Come on, I'm 71 and can do this. I got some energy. We got a headliner here for you. Coming to the stage right now. Originally from New York, living in Las Vegas, tearing it up with the big boys in the sort of big clubs so far. She's kicking it. She don't let nobody ignore her like I do. You guys, welcome to the stage, Summer Sinclair. Yay!
How you doing, everybody? I didn't even think I could get on, but I managed to get on. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you, Linda, for inviting me. It's good to see another New Yorker here. Jean, is that your name, Jean? Yes. I never met a Korean girl who had a Brooklyn accent. It was so refreshing. You know, I wish I could go to like do my nails and have a Korean accent. I think that would be hilarious. Well, okay. Well, I'm going to do some things that I'm working on. All right. It might be good. It might not be good. I don't know. Okay. Here we go. All right. Did you know that Nike makes shoes for dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So I bought my dog some shoes so he doesn't burn his feet on the hot pavement. But every time he hears the national anthem, he kneels. My dog went trick-or-treating on Halloween, and he came back with a bag of candy and he dumped it out all over the kitchen table, and he handed me a Reese's and a Snickers. And I said, well, what's this for? And then he said, I have a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because, yeah, all right, I don't want to say it. Okay, turns out that my dog is an anti-vaxxer. The other day, he wouldn't even get into the car. And I said to him, you gotta go to the vet and get your shots. And he said, that jab is bullshit. And I said to him, but what if you get rabies? And he said, well, you'll be the first to know.
Woohoo.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. I took my dog to daycare, and it's so fancy that they have bidets on the lawn. Okay. My dog knows a lot of tricks. Just the other day, I caught him engaging in multi-level marketing. All right, that's the end of the new stuff. Okay, I'll do some of the old stuff. Okay, the rats in Brooklyn are so bad. This is for Jean. In my last apartment, they ate my food. They shitted on the floor. One even bit me on the neck. And I was like, hey, you could stay, the rest gotta go.
Yeah.
I lived with my sister in her trailer park. When she asked me to take out the trash, I says, if you want me to leave, just say so. Then I had a roommate who wouldn't stop talking, and I tried everything. So I stuck my dick in his mouth. Yeah, there was a sale for strap-ons at the gas station. All right, does anybody here think I look like Sarah Jessica Parker? Huh? Oh, she does. Okay. Okay, but I think it's crazy because I never had sex in the city. But I was, I can't do it. It's better live. But I was in the country. Once I was working at this horse ranch, and there's two things I hate right there: horses and working. You see, when I was a kid, I got kicked in the face by a horse. Yeah. And that's why I look like Sarah Jessica Parker. I take a lot of prescription pills, but I'm not an addict. I don't have an addiction. I'm just a very selfish person. Yeah, most addicts I meet, they're so nice. They always want to share my needles. They always want to share their needles with me. And my dog is so trained that whenever I do get drugged up, he's the one who takes me in the backyard so I could pee. All right, let me see what else I got here. Okay. How much more minutes I got, Linda?
About 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. I don't think I could do
Max.
it. Oh, okay, I'll just do this fast one. I says, I recently dyed my hair back to blonde. I was just tired of being judged. Now when I say something stupid, everyone believes me. Thank you. I'm Summer Sinclair.
Thank you, Summer Sinclair. Yeah. Now, you guys, the moment you've been waiting for, we have a headliner. I don't know that Jay Risk is feeling up to coming on tonight to say thank you to everybody, but be sure to tell people about the Jay Risk fundraiser. That's what this whole night has been about. But now the treat of the night, the lady who's got the IMDb credits out the yin yang. She's an actor, producer, comedian, dancer. She's been trained by Gregory Hines. She's done comedy with Dave Chappelle and Sinbad. I could go on and on. She's my favorite comedian right now, you guys. I love her so much. She put me on at the Laugh Factory. You guys, come on, give it for my favorite comedian right now, Maya DeGiorgio. Woo!
Hey guys. Hey. Can you hear me okay? We doing okay? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, how you guys doing? I'm living in Los Angeles, but I'm a New Yorker, so I'm happy to hear my New York accents. I'm dying for a fucking bagel. Nobody eats a bagel. They have pieces of bagels. They have all different arrangements of how we're supposed to eat a bagel so that we're not eating a bagel in this place. So I moved to West Hollywood, which is the biggest mistake because I actually moved to West Hollywood, which is fine, but I moved to West Hollywood, so I'm never getting any action. The guys in this town are so much more feminine than me. It's really a little unnerving. I just had a couple weird incidences that have thrown me off today as opposed to doing regular material. It's thrown me off because my father's Italian and my mother's African American, and so I post my jokes about both of them. I have been canceled on Facebook because I did my Italian grandmother's accent, but it's cringy because there's an accent and she's Italian, and maybe I'm hating on Italian grandmothers to do my own grandmother, which is insane to me. I literally talk like this. I do my grandmother so well that when I talk to my father, he started to cry because he think I sounded just like his mom. That's how crazy they can't. So now I go to the other side. I go to the other social media and I'm being canceled for talking like my Black mother. I literally have gotten 4,000 hate notes this morning because I sound like my mother when my mother would whoop my ass, which is I'm gonna snatch you bald-headed. Now, here, I got my social media guy doesn't know anything about the subtleties of being Italian and Black. Like I would do a joke like I'm half Italian, half Black, don't know whether to steal a car or steal a car and get caught, which everyone is upset. All the Black, you're saying we steal cars. I'm saying, no, the joke is you get caught. That's the sin. That's the sin. Italians will steal a car and not get caught. You know, I got a cousin who does this to me too. My cousin Matthew, because you know he's on the Black side of my family, my cousin, and he's always like, how come the Italians? He's like, the Italians, they got this whole.
I mean, I really got a because.
I'm sorry, I just started getting nosy. This is Brooklyn in me. I hear talking and I'm like, oh, gossip. I gotta tune in. So anyway, my cousin Matthew, another one. He's always like, hey, you know. We get, we get profiled by the police, and I keep thinking, I'm like, you know what? If it makes you feel any better, the Italians used to get profiled by the police as well. And he was like, well, what do we do? I said, you got to learn how to tip, it's like literally. They're like, get out of the car, greaseball. And then, oh, it's you, Mr. Santorini. Thanks for the TV. My wife was so grateful that you got us that big flat screen. That's how you got to learn how to tip. That's how we break the cycle. Sometimes you got to do a little extra to break the cycle. So that's why, anyway, I just did a whole thing. I had to talk about my mother, which is my favorite topic on earth, because my mother passed when I was like 7, I was 14 years old. And she was a brilliant woman. And so, for years in hip hop, I had to try to look, everyone's like, well, you're so light skinned, you don't look black enough. So I always had to make myself sound like I was, was what? And I had white friends that taught me how to act hip hop because I didn't know how to act hip hop because my mother was an opera singer. So, my idea of how you're supposed to speak when you're black is like, hello, darling, how are you? Like literally, my mother did a show with her friend who wrote the show was Toni Morrison. So Toni Morrison writes the show. And after the show, my mother starts hanging out with this guy, which I get to meet, which I was so excited because he was on TV. He was Huggy Bear. It was Antonio Fargas, who is a famous pimp from Starsky and Hutch. And he walks over and says, Sylvia, darling, are we going to brunch? And I was like, wait a minute. How come all the Black people that I know all speak like they're from Britain, but however they aren't from Britain? Because when I talk about being from with the accents that my mother and all of her friends used to carry themselves with, everyone's like, are you, so I don't understand, are you British? I'm like, no, it's a fake British bourgeois accent, and it took me decades to try to get to this point of trying to prove I'm down enough with hip hop with my yo-yo and yo-shin so I can have a career, because people, they like, even if you're talking like darling, the only Black people they hire are the yo-yo, you got yo-shin. So you have to drop your class, And so I successfully navigated working for Hot 97 in New York for a while before I had to sue them. Which was a famous hip hop radio station. So I'm working at Hot 97 and I was so excited when I got hired because I was like, this is the flagship of hip hop. This is where they make Jay-Z's and Beyonce's. And if you were going to be a superstar, that radio station determined that globally. So they called me in and I was so excited. I was walking down the hall and I saw these rappers coming out of the CEO's office crying, like guys that were like really thugged out. And I was like, I don't want to end up working for Suge Knight. I walked in the office. The boss looked like Betty White. It was her and this other Irish woman, the two women that, I'm getting viewed from the subway. I miss New York. This is fabulous. So anyway, I ended up working at Hot 97. It took me forever to learn. They were like, do you know your rappers? Can you do yo holla, yo what you heard? So it took me forever to learn that. And it was kind of funny though, because I was so successful at being hip hop that one day I was at my friend Michelle's house. She was a comedian, Michelle Garb. And Michelle said to me, she said, it's funny, Maya, your mother was so fabulous and you're just so ghetto. And I was like, ghetto, moi? Like all of a sudden, I worked so hard to prove I was this hard hip hop character. And all of a sudden, and the truth is, ghetto, moi? Like literally, I didn't even meet my first cockroach till I was 26. It wasn't even mine. He lived at a friend's house, I used to watch Good Times. I thought they were, I didn't understand it because I thought they were like living in a low-end condo. I was like, why does Bookman keep breaking in? They should just report him to the condo board, I didn't understand stuff. I was a very sheltered kid, In fact, I was trying so hard to be down with hip hop that it took, there was another comedian that came by my house named Poppy Fields. And Poppy came in, and Poppy comes in and she says, Maya, we have to talk. And I was like, Poppy, I hurry up because I'm late for my In Studio series with Lil Wayne. She was like, that's what I came to talk to you about. She's like, you're not a hip hop head after all. And I was like, what do you want, Poppy? What are you trying to expose me? She's like, no, you need to read this book. And I was like, read a book? So I see you came here to challenge me. And she said, no, just read it. You're not a real hip hop head. And I was like, what do you want? Money? My job? Summer Jam tickets, I suppose. So I flipped through the book, and it's called Our Kind of People. And it's page after page of these highfalutin Negroes and country clubs and debutante balls. And it was like whammo. It's like waking up from amnesia. I was like, Poppy, I don't need to read this. I knew about this since I could crawl. And then I realized, I was like, oh my God, I took off my FUBU medallion, replaced it with my pearls so I could clutch them as I shouted, Mommy, I'm home. Because reading the book, I understood that hanging out with DJ Scratch and Sniff and Lumumba and my Italian grandmother and Dayton Squiddly Gigliani and all those years, I thought alone they referred to me as a bourgeois snob. You know, I was like, wow, I didn't know there was a group of us. So I went back and I quit that job at Hot 97, and it's been amazing, you know, and I'll tell you this. I really felt amazing coming back to my roots and realizing that I am a Black elitist. That's what it is. I'm a Black elitist, you know. And then people are like, well, why do you look so beige if you're Black? Look, this is because light-skinned people were so snobby. They only married other light-skinned people. In fact, when my mother, on the Black side of the family, married my Italian father, my Black grandfather took one look at him and said, are you sorry you want to marry that Sicilian? He's awfully dark. You know how many generations it took for us to get this light and still be Black? So, but that's real talk. So, but yes, so now I'm a Black elitist, which is so much more fun than being a white elitist. No, because when you're a white elitist, you get to look down on people. But when you're a Black elitist, you get to look down on those who started off looking down on you. Surprise! Hilarious. When you're a white elitist, you can't show emotion because rich white people don't like to show emotion. So you can't do things, you can't comment on anyone, you can't talk about people, which kind of defeats the purpose of enjoying being an elitist, right? What's the fun of being elitist if you can't talk about others that aren't elitist? The beauty is being able to look down on people. So also when you're a white elitist, you got to eat things like, you know, your food is different. You got to eat like cucumber and cream cheese sandwiches with the crust cut off because they don't even like brown touching their bread. You know, you got these quail and squab and those, you know, when you're a Black elitist, you get to eat the same stuff as regular Black folks. But you just have to plate it. You know, if you get hot sauce, you can use your hot sauce, but you have to plate the hot sauce. So hot sauce on the dish and on the table. When you're a real Black elitist, though, it's kind of interesting because you got to use they want you to use a Tabasco because it's like more cultured if you use a Tabasco, which to me, yeah, because you look like kind of Creole or something. When no one's looking, everyone uses the crystals. They get the ghetto hot sauce out, but you can, you know, but when you dab it on, you got to pay respects to like those who are still in the struggle. And here's to the Black folks who can't pronounce no more, you know, like no more. So I'm hiding in the corner with that. Yeah, so that was actually really fun. And I went back to my hip hop friends, my people in the hood, and I was like, yo, I just want you to know that I grew up a Black elitist. I'm a Black elitist. And they were like, okay. They were totally cool, like, whatever, do you. They were just upset that this awakening didn't come with any money because I still had to pay them all back. The other thing is that, you know, who got upset though was my white friends, like especially like my best friend, Michelle, got very, very upset because she was like, it was really weird because she was like, she would always like, wait a minute, Maya, wait a minute. So you're talking about that your grandmother used to, because I was saying my grandmother was the vice president of the Black Republican Party of Ohio and used to dine with the governor. And she was like, wait, hold on. Your Italian grandmother used to dine with I said, no, my Black grandmother. She was like, what are you talking about? And then finally we straightened it out. She was so upset. She was like, what do you mean? All these years you're supposed to be my Black friend and you were doing better than me? I gotta go find me a new Black friend. She never spoke to me again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, can we, what?
We do it, everybody. I love this. I love this. Comedy, comedy. It's like comedy for my family. Nobody listens.
I'm listening.
Comedy for my family. But but it was kind of funny though. Because I then started hanging out with a snootier group of friends. I started hanging out with my friends who run the Hollywood NAACP. And this is a weird one. This is what it's like me trying to find out where I fit in, because I don't fit in with the Italians because of all of this. So, all right. So I started hanging out with the snootier NAACP friends, and I made the mistake of calling them bougie. And these two women got so mad. They were like, "You just called us bougie? That's an insult." And they were like, "You just meant that we were phony." And I was like, "Wait a minute." So I didn't know. I was taken back. I was like, had I immersed myself so deeply in hip hop that I'd forgotten the protocol of the bouge, So I called my cousin Tasha, and I was like, "Tasha, this is what happened." She said, "I'm having the same trouble in Atlanta." I was like, "Wait a minute. Do we just come from this snooty group of Negroes that consider being called bourgeois a compliment?" like we used to consider being called bougie, that would get you a high five, not a kick in the teeth. We were like literally like phony. We were really that extra when things were even bad. Like I remember my mother, when she wasn't well, she'd fall into the floor and she'd called for me. "Maya, viens, viens," because she used to call me in French. "Maya, viens, viens." And I helped her up. And I helped her over to the chair. I put her on the bed, and she sat down. And she said, "Thank you. Is this a 300 thread count? Put me back on the floor, the chair, anything. How did those get in the linen closet?" My mother was such a snob that even in her final hour, she called me in to sing hymns. And I started singing, and her, being the musical prodigy she was, lifted her head from the pillow and said, "Why are you singing 'Eye on a Sparrow' in that awkward key? Sing it like this. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free." And like that, she was gone. Some call that phony. We call that fabulous. And I was thinking about all this when my Aunt Marlene called her, and she said, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I had a problem with Tia and Kathy from the NAACP. They got mad because I called them bougie." She said, "Mm-hmm. What complexion are they?" I was like, "Really? I've gone from Italian to black to ghetto to bourgeois, and now I got to worry about complexion wars from 400 years ago?" I said, and then all of a sudden I realized, I was like, wait a minute. All these years, I thought Tia and Kathy didn't like me because they thought I was lower class and white. Turns out they didn't like me because they knew I was upper class and light. My bad. It turns out the whole world isn't even controlled by money. It's controlled by complexion. That's why my Sicilian family left Italy, just so they can come to America and look down on other people browner than them. It's, and I think about it because my grandfather, I used to say, like, I didn't realize, that they wouldn't let you into certain parties and stuff if you were browner than a paper bag. And I used to say to my grandfather, I said, "Papa, you did not let people in your group just because they were browner than a paper bag." He said, "Oh, I didn't make the rules, Miles. I mean, they had to change eventually. I just couldn't keep throwing party after party and gala after gala and not inviting my sister. It just eventually became awkward." And then I said, "Papa, you didn't really not like the Italian family, did you?" And he said, "Those Italians were savages. They don't even use a breadbasket." And that's not even a joke. They don't even use a breadbasket. I almost got offended at that. But then I realized, yeah, Italian table etiquette, a piece of bread is like a fork, a knife is a toothpick, and a burp is a compliment. So yeah, you getting this? Why I'm in comedy and why I'm stuck in this. In case you don't know, I will wrap it up and review it this way. White people don't like black people. Well, they like black people, but they like black people who act like white people. Black people don't like light people because white people don't like dark people. Ethnics don't like black people because they think they're white. But white people don't like ethnics because they're not white. And black people don't like ethnics because we were here first. And none of you all are racist. That's my life. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Yay, Maya.
Yay, Maya. Maya, while you're here, there's one comedian that came on because the show ran short.
Okay.
So are you cool with me having a comedian come on after?
Oh, were you kidding me? We're all family. This is like,
Yay.
what are you talking about? That's how we
Super.
roll.
Thank you so much, Maya. Give it up again for the great Maya DeGiorgio. Go listen to her Dry Bar special. And the original Dry Bar, they gave her a standing ovation, and then Dry Bar cut the standing ovation out. I was so mad.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
Now,
guys.
come
Bye.
into this stage before I make Maya kick my butt for talking too long. Welcome to the stage. Somebody I've just recently got to interview and get to know, and I adore her. She's working her tail off for the community of comedy, Victoria Arnstein. Woo!
Hi. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Please have a seat. Standing ovation, yeah. Anyway, do I just go into a comedy routine?
Yeah,
Is this how
do
this
whatever you
works?
like, talk, tell jokes, make fun of art.
I'm actually really very excited because I just came back from my Comedy World Tour. I'm celebrating. It was very exciting for me, you know, to go to Disney World and go to Epcot and go to all the countries and do my tour around there. It was anyway. So you know, they say do what you love and you never have to work a day in your life. So I got married and I do my husband. It's accurate. My husband and I are actually, we just celebrated a 23-year wedding anniversary. It was very exciting. My husband took me to this supermarket, and it was not just any supermarket, it was Whole Foods. Okay, so I'm crushing it. Anyway, this is not going well.
Yes, it is.
No, it's really not. No, it's not.
Funny. Isn't
I
she
know.
funny? Come on, you guys.
Yeah, I'm hilarious. Anyway, so people ask me, what's your secret to a long marriage? And I said, well, actually, I'm getting really good at actively listening to him. I'm really actively listening. And the other day we were laying around in bed casually, and he says to me out of nowhere, I want an adventure. I want to go hiking all over the world. I love the element of surprise and the adrenaline rush. So I pushed him off the bed. That handled everything. It was free. And we didn't have to leave the house. I can't wait to tell him I'm expecting twins. Not babies, like male hot twins. Everybody needs an adventure. Anyway, so he also likes a challenge. And so I made up this new game where I empty out all the bank accounts and make him guess where the money is. He loves that game. He loves that game. I have a friend, she's a whore. She's actually a prostitute, but she doesn't call herself a prostitute. But every guy takes her out for dinner, and then they have sex, and they pay for dinner. That's a prostitute. I'm not even putting her down. I'm actually really, really jealous because I'm married and I only have one client, my husband. And business is slow, very slow. I was walking in the street and some guy was catcalling me. He's like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" So I go, "I'm married. I'm sorry." So he goes, "I don't want to marry you. I just want to." Can I curse?
Yeah.
I just want to fuck you. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm still fuckable? Thank you." I'm like, "Could you say that in my phone?" He goes, "Why? You want to tell the cops?" I go, "No, I want to tell my husband. I need leverage." He doesn't even. So I was in this room. It was a new room, Upper East Side. And I was like really in the zone and every joke was hitting, not like now. And I don't want to brag, but I was really killing in that room. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. I can't believe this crowd. It's amazing. You know, it was like a captive audience. And I just kept going. And all of a sudden, some guy out of nowhere gets up and he's like, my finger, oh my God, I'm bleeding. I feel like my finger's gonna fall off my hand. And I'm like, really? Right in the middle of my set, right before my punchline? I mean, I felt badly, but I was really upset. That's the last time I ever do comedy at the emergency room at Lenox. So I'm never going back. So I was on Facebook recently, and I'm on Facebook a lot. And this guy writes to me this comment. It said, by the looks of your picture, your Facebook profile picture and your comments, you're retarded.
Jeez.
I was like, do I look that happy? Have you seen retards? They're freaking ecstatic. Are you kidding me? Who doesn't want to hang out with them? I wish I was retarded. Are you kidding me? I was so excited. They're the first to like get up and dance. They're the first ones to do anything with you. I mean, people, you know, they don't even know the people, what they think of them. Who cares? I know what people think of me, and I hate that I'm aware of it. I wish I was retarded. So I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to do that. So I hate kids, but not everybody's, just mine. They're very clingy and expensive, you know. Like, I have to pay for everything with the money my husband gives me, you know. Like, I have to pay for their food. I have to pay for their violin lessons. I have to pay other children to play with them. I'm kidding. They don't play violin. I'm not a monster. My friends give me a hard time because I give my kids an eating disorder, you know, to save money. It's a good tip. It's a good tip. Not the kind of eating disorder where they throw up their food. That's a waste of food and money. I wouldn't do that. The kind where I tell them they're fat and over time that they don't eat dinner and there's a Porsche out there with my name on it. It's not going to buy itself. Okay. My 14-year-old's such a pain in my ass because she still lives with us. She walked in on my husband and I having sex. That's a true story. I said, don't you knock? She goes, you're in the kitchen. So what are you doing in the kitchen? I thought I gave you that eating disorder. Then I had to have that long, awkward talk with her. You know, the one where I had to tell her she had to move out. They never move out. All right, so I'm just going to leave you with this since I was going to do something else, but I totally went off the course and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know I was doing a whole stand-up thing. But anyway, I was selling this thing. This is a true story. I was selling a step ladder on Craigslist, and it was like $200 step ladder. I only used it once, and this guy, I wrote, I'm going to sell it for $50. So this guy writes to me,
today be a day for both.
I'll give you $40. I'll give you $40. That's all I have.
Your choice of hard seltzer.
I said, that's all you have? You only have $40 to your name? Like, that's it? You only have 2 Andrew Jacksons? That's what you're telling me? You only have two $20 bills? Are you buying a step ladder? I said, I'll tell you what. I don't know where that noise is coming from.
Can you?
This is my closer, damn it!
Mark Andrew, please mute. Mark. Mark.
This is so much fun.
Thank you for stopping that noise. Sorry, back to you. You can start it at the top on that.
Nah, I was selling this step ladder on Craigslist and it was $200, but I said I put it on for $50, but the guy said I only have $40. This was online. It wasn't in front of me. He was negotiating. Like, that's all he had in his wallet. He goes, I only have $40. I said, you only have $40? 2 Andrew Jackson, 220. That's all you have? And you're buying a step ladder? I'll tell you what, I'll give you the ladder for $40 and I'm going to throw the rope in for free. Okay. That's my time. That's it.
Hilarious.
I'm done.
What a great way to end the show. Thank you, Victoria Arnstein. Catch her at Broadway. She runs 2 mics there. So when you're in New York City, most of you are.
I also produce shows there. So if anybody wants to be on a show,
there you go. Catch her.
Thank you so much. Follow me on Instagram, Victoria the Comedian.
Victoria the Queen. That was fabulous. You guys.
No, the Victoria the comedian.
The comedian, my
The
bad.
Queen too, but it's.
You're awesome. You guys.
Thank you,
thanks-
Linda.
Yes, thanks for coming and sticking it out. I know it's hard to keep the energy up. One last favor, please take that flyer I've been throwing at you all week and share it one more time. Just asking for more donations. Jay Risk was gonna come on to say some words and he's not feeling good enough to. So it would be much appreciated from him, his wife, me, that he is battling cancer like a mofo and doesn't have the money for all the treatments. So that's what this whole thing is about. It's not to make me famous, it's to help save Jay Risk. Just Venmo, Cash App, tell your people. And I adore you guys for sticking it to the end here, sticking it out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is awesome. Love you guys.
Thanks, Linda.
Bye. Love you. Thank you, Sadia, for doing that.